off all your moves.
I am getting so hot, it's gonna chill my clothes off. That doesn't make any sense, but we're here on the final episode of the year, 2021 wrapped. Right? Rest of people on this podcast, some sort of, audio coming back. Hello?
Welcome to the BDLR Podcast.
Thank you. Jesus. What are we doing here? Anyway. This will be our last one. Today we'll be going through the movie of the year, bracket fights. To preface this, for like the fifth time, this is just movies we have all seen. We haven't seen every single movie of the year, so if there's omissions here, we apologize. We have other things to do in the day, right? That being said, we have how many? 32 movies today?
32 movies. But I think we're only actually reviewing like what, 22 or 23 of them?
Yeah, some of these are like off rip, not making it past the first round. So I don't really have high hopes on some of these. Let's see. We don't have anything else unless you guys have something else we can dive right in. I mean, do you guys have anything sexy happening this week? Besides we saw Spider-Man, but we'll review that next year.
Okay.
That'll be our coming back with a bang. Did you end up seeing it, Kelsey? Or?
I didn't get I forgot that it came out this weekend. So Shannon and I are probably going to see it this weekend.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. Definitely. Go watch it. And if she says, "Hey, I'm not feeling well," literally drag her over there. But that's that. All right. We'll dive right in. Randall, give me an audio check real quick, because you haven't said anything since we started recording.
What's up?
Okay.
I just realized the new image that he has for his thing, and it's got all four of us in it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty sexy. I love... I thought that was Brian that was laying down.
It is.
But I can't really tell the difference between the two of you in that, so I'm not sure. Because both of you are jacked at this point, and I'm going to assume that Brian is laying down because it's got an N7 shirt on.
Yeah. That's exactly how you can tell. How do I do the matchup thing? Is it not on here?
I like how he has the ballerina socks on too. That's my favorite detail. Does it have fucking ballerina socks on?
Did he have me with glasses? Is that what that is?
No, he have really big eyes.
He did it like a Rick and Morty style face.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see the Rick on his shirt.
Okay, I can just refresh. Cool. That's weird. Alrighty. As always. Oh, I did capture it. No problem. We have our matchups. Right? Mm-hmm. We're going to dive right into it. First round. We have Nobody versus Dune. Now, Nobody was I was going to say Bryan Cranston.
Bob Odenkirk as the John Wick.
Yeah. Versus Dune, which is the base off that book that I've never read.
The movie based on the movie based on the book.
Yeah.
It's like, what was it, the Prince of Persia stuff? It's like you have the games, and then you have the movie, and then you have the game based on the movie, and then you have the movie based on the game that's based on the movie that's based on the games.
Yeah. And that just becomes a fucking nightmare. So, anyway, here we are in the first round. For me, we're gonna do the same thing, I guess. What's the order? We're gonna do this. The Discord order or my stream order?
You always get confused, so you just decide, Anthony.
Yeah,
it's
true. Up to you.
All right, then since you guys are covered by other windows on my screen, we're gonna go by my streams order, which is myself, Kelsey, Brian, and then Randall. Cool.
Sounds good.
Excellent. So off rip, I am voting Dune on this first matchup.
What a loser.
Yeah. Nobody likes a loser, right? That's why.
How could you vote for anything other than Dune? Like,
what? What?
I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's when the editing
guys
kicks
in. The first one. Podcast over. See you guys next year.
I'm waiting for that's when the edit comes in and it's just zoomed into my face, smiling, going, "What?" All right, Kelsey, what are you thinking here?
Oh, Dune all the way. That movie was incredible. Like nobody was cool.
Yeah.
It was an interesting take, but I mean, Dune was just fantastic. It's a little disappointed in some of the things that happened, but it was
Really cool.
very well done.
Yeah. Ever since I saw that Dragonfly whatever ship, I'm like, I want one in real life. So,
I mean, you should want the sweatsuit because then you would be king
I guess so.
with your infinite sweaty omi.
Sweaty Omi. That should be Naruto and just coming from like, what is it? Is there a water tribe or clan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. Wait, is that where Zabuza was at or something?
He's
Zabuza was from?
missed.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he
Mist.
was from the Mist tribe, but there is a water tribe. I just forget what they're.
What they were called, or
Yeah.
gotcha. That's all good.
Sluts, I think.
They're definitely not called sluts. For an anime, that would be
It was,
really
it was the
wild.
village hidden in the rain. Is that what it was?
Hidden in the Rain sounds
Land
cool.
of Water,
Land of Water?
or also known as the Land of Mist.
Okay. I'm trying to fix my mic's positioning here, and it's not working. Okay, did I just jack this thing up? There we go. Let's go a little higher, like that, and then freeze that boy up. Hey.
Apparently, there's also the Land of Waves and the Land of Sea.
Okay, I like the Land of Sea. So waving, it could be like this, right? Like,
Or it could be hair.
yeah, I
Got
guess
the
so.
waves.
Okay. Brian, what are you voting for?
Uh,
Land for the waves or land for the knuckles?
Nobody was cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice alternative to John Wick. Dune is very refreshing, especially after being disappointed by the new trilogy for Star Wars. It fit a gap that was missing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Dune.
Gotcha. Randall, I heard you fucking hated Dune, right? Like were you gonna go with nobody? I think.
That's pretty accurate.
Okay. So your vote is nobody?
Nah, it's Dune.
Yeah, it's Dune. Gotcha. All right, so Dune moves ahead. Nobody's out first round. Next up, we have ShangChi and the Legend of the Ten Rings versus The Harder They Fall. Kelsey, you start up on this one.
This was a tough one because both the movies were fantastic.
Yes.
But I think I'm gonna have to give this one to The Harder They Fall.
Oh,
Like the cast was incredible. It was just great. I had a great time with it. I mean, it was kind of a coin toss, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to The Harder They Fall.
I see. Okay. Brian, what are you thinking here?
Shang-Chi was a cool Marvel meets action movie. I love his sister, but Harder They Fall was a fun time, and it was I don't know, it was fun. It looked like it was fun on both sides, making it and watching it. So I'm gonna go with Harder They Fall.
Yeah.
Randall, your thoughts?
Because I'm lightning with the blam blams as well.
Oh, lightning with the blam blams. Okay, Randall, you're up.
I'm going with The Harder They Fall.
Oh wow! I gotta be honest. I thought I was going to be the odd one out. Like I was gonna come in here and vote for The Harder They Fall, and you guys were all gonna vote for Shang-Chi. And I'm so happy that we are all just 4-0ing Shang-Chi. Right? Not that Shang-Chi was bad. I enjoyed myself a lot, but The Harder They Fall was definitely so much fun to watch, and the performances were great. So 4-0 Shang-Chi. I'm sorry, The Harder They Fall.
40.
It moves on. Yeah, that's insane. Next up, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard and Luca. Brian, you starting here.
I mean, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. It's something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just you shoot, it's profanity, it's aggressive, and then credits, and you laughed, you went ooh, you got hype. That's the movie.
Okay, I was kind of
Luca-
oversimplifying it, but right.
That's essentially how I felt about watching it.
Okay.
Luca, on the other hand, is just gorgeous. I like the story. I like the world building that they did in it. For each sense of my body, minus smell, I enjoy what I got. And touch, I guess.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
you could feel that. You could feel that movie.
Yeah, I felt the movie. I was like this. I was like, and I felt it.
Oh shoot! So your vote is Luca.
Yeah.
Randall, what are your thoughts next?
I'm going with Luca as well.
Yeah. Why?
Pretty much what Brian said. The better movie.
Okay.
Better
I feel like I'm gonna be the odd one out here.
I think you're gonna be the odd one out here, Kelsey. Because my vote is also Luca because I enjoyed the very Italian fucking voice attitude with everyone in there. The outrageous, like, oh my god moments, like "Mama mozzarella" and things like and it looks fantastic. I thought I had a more wholesome time with Luca. Where Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, I was laughing most of the way because of how crass it is. Where Luca had his comedy and it was more accessible to the whole family, right? So like where you cannot show Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard to a child. And
Not with that attitude.
Yeah. Not that family movies are going to be better than adult movies. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just as a whole, and I like the animation. So my vote here is going to be Luca.
I mean, I don't understand how you guys you can't give it up to the dialogue from Samuel L. Jackson and Salma Hayek. And then the scene where she drugs the fuck out of Ryan Reynolds, and he has this dream sequence where he's like going up against the #1 bodyguard in the world, and the guy's like, "Damn, that guy's awesome." And it cuts back to real life, and he's just face down into the friggin' steering wheel.
Yeah. There's a bunch of the Ryan Reynolds probably had the funniest parts, because the Sam Jackson and her saying "fuck" over and over. I got over that really quickly. But then Ryan Reynolds' part was great. He got hit with things that he should have died on. Like hit by cars, drowning, drugged. His parts were very hilarious. Were very hilarious? Were hilarious. That's English.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed both movies.
Yeah.
But I just had so much fun laughing at the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I'm gonna have to give it up to Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Like Luca was definitely a good feel-good movie.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard more.
Gotcha. Alrighty, that's 3-1. Luca moves on. Oh my god. Next we have Family 9 and Demon Slayer Mugen Train. Brian, no? Is it Brian that starts? It's Randall that starts.
I would have to start this one.
Well, let me guess, I rigged it.
Well, everyone
he didn't.
Huh?
He didn't watch Demon Slayer because there's demons, I'm assuming, but I don't think he wants to vote for Fast 9. I guess.
It's like he's from the future.
Ooh. Oh, that's
pretty much my thought process. Like, yeah.
Oh.
He said. So I'm going to vote for Chicken Slayer.
You voting for Demon Slayer? Oh, wow.
He said Chicken Slayer.
Oh.
The third entry.
That's the third entry?
It's a triple threat match.
Got it. Okay. If you're going with that, it's fine. I know you can't elaborate because you didn't want. You're just not voting for Fast 9. Is what you're saying.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm voting for a particular character. That's what I'm voting.
Zenitsu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a good choice. Anyway, from my end, it's Fast. Okay, here's what we're saying: Fast 9, the 9th movie in this franchise, and a sort of new anime, I guess. I don't know how old the manga to anime adaptation is, but it's fresh to me, right? It takes place after the first season of the anime show. Really cool demons, like samurai / demon hunting lore, I guess, versus Family. It's been the same loop since 4, right? New villain, they beat villain, he's part of the family now, or they're dead. That's the only options. They die or they're part of the family now. Not to say that there's not some over-the-top ass action, because there is. They've long ago dropped the believability of the action, so it's literally anime in live action format. This bracket, right? This matchup is anime versus anime. One's actually anime, the other one's live action imitating anime. But I'm still a sucker for Fast Furious series. I've been watching every single one of them because it's just popcorn movie action enjoyment, you know. but Demon Slayer hits different, especially if you've watched the first season, and that ending, it hits you in the face and in the feels. So my vote is definitely going to be Demon Slayer.
I feel like if they had ended Fast and the Furious after Paul Walker's death, it'd have been perfect.
Yeah, I'm with
Like
you on that.
that final, movie would have just been, that's it. Okay, we're done. Great.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Like like you said, I mean, it's not to say that it's not enjoyable to watch the Fast and the Furious movies, because like you know what you're getting when you watch the movies. Like they haven't really changed anything. They've just ramped up the action more, with what they're doing. But definitely gonna have to give it up to Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer all the way. I mean, Fast and the Furious. It's something to watch.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed with what they did with the character from my favorite Fast and the Furious movie, where he went from Drift King to I'm just here bullshitting making rockets.
Oh, that's
Demon Slayer.
right. Oh, okay. So Demon Slayer 4-0. It moves on. Okay. So next up we have No Time to Die 007 versus Cosmic Sin.
So real quick, you're talking about it, the 9th installment. This is the 27th movie for 007.
Yes. So if we took my argument from the previous bracket, I should be voting for Cosmic Sin. Right?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure you've seen more than 27 shitty movies. So this is no different.
And then yeah, my counter would be Cosmic Sin is just really bad, man. Like really bad. It's funny bad to me. Like even though we were like ripping on it while we were watching it, it's one of those it's like one of those movies you just rip with your friends and watch like at the same time, because it's a good time to watch with others. This is not something I would go, and I don't even know if it was in theaters, but if whoever bought a ticket to watch this, I am so sorry. Right?
I don't know that actually released in theaters. I feel like that one was a straight to
digital
DVD.
or something.
I think it went straight to torrent.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was on a DVD.
I don't even think there was a hand cam version of it if it was in theaters.
Yeah.
That's what the director used, basically. It was a hand cam.
Absolutely. And this marks the end of Daniel Craig's. I think this was contractually his last Bond. Yeah. So, yeah, they went out with a bang. So, I'm gonna vote for No Time to Die. It was super enjoyable.
So I'm gonna have to disagree with you and say that Cosmic Sin was absolutely the worst movie I think I've ever seen.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I would think I would rather watch the Raptor Jesus thing
Velocipaster, you mean? It's a great movie called Velocipaster.
Simply for the first 30 seconds where it says huge explosion, burning car. Okay, like. That was the best part about that movie, and it was text that was far better than what Cosmic Sin ever will live up to be.
I think so.
Like,
I can agree with you on that. The first minute of Velociraptor was better than how long was that movie? Velocipaster, sorry, was better than the hour and 30 minutes we spent in Cosmic Sin.
Like I think we laughed more. I don't think we actually ever laughed at the movie. I think we laughed at the fact that we were ripping on how bad the movie actually was.
Yeah.
So this one's a no-brainer. Clearly, it's going to be No Time to Die.
Yeah. Brian?
So, the vote's obvious. I just want to say that I'm not really even a fan of this Bond movie.
Okay.
I think it's meh. I don't think it's a good way to send him off, especially because in the credits they just say Bond will return. So they basically on his last movie are like, we'll replace him. It's fine. So that was a slap to the cock.
I mean, it's a franchise, so that was bound to happen. That was Bond to happen.
It's Bond to happen, but you don't have to do that in his last movie. You could have announced in like some kind of article after.
Yeah, like a press release later, and just keep the movie as if it was the end there. I can see.
That being said, meh for this movie, but Cosmic Sin's actual ass. So I'm just gonna go with No Time to Die.
Randall, I heard you love Cosmic Sin. You're one about like sci-fi, and that thing caught you by like surprise, and that's probably better than Dune, right?
Um,
Whoops.
I don't recall watching that movie, so I'm just gonna go with No Time to Cry.
You say you don't recall watching the movie?
No,
Oh wow, what's going on here?
What?
Oh, it like
no, I
reset.
mean like it was so bad that my brain doesn't remember watching it.
Oh wow, so you kind of forgotten it? Is what you're saying?
I really need to find out what's going on with Bruce Willis, man.
I think he's just
Why is
cashing
he making?
in.
He's getting the bag.
Yeah, I think so.
Is he? Is he though?
Yeah, I'm sure they spent like in those movies. I'm sure they spent a good amount of budget on him, some CG, and
I mean,
then
there was at least $12 put towards the movie. Okay,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that was that's terrible.
it was something.
Yeah. So you going with No Time to Die?
But at least it's not as well. I haven't seen that movie, but it's not as the movie that you guys mentioned with the
The Velocipasser.
Velociraptor. Yeah,
Oh, Randall, you're missing out. Like that beginning part was so bad. Like they know what they were doing. They're like, let's get these guys hooked in by how funny bad this is.
You guys,
wasn't there like a part in the movie that was supposed to have CG, but it didn't have it, and it was like a placeholder?
Yeah, it was the very beginning. Like he walks out and his parents like get into their car, and then the car explodes. But there was no. You heard the explosion and you could hear the fire, but there was nothing shown except the text that says "burning car effects."
Why can't I? Okay, for some reason that my mouse just decided not to render for a sec, but it's back. All right, so No Time to Die. I'm assuming. So we're moving on. Who started the last one? I did. I think. No.
Has everything been a landslide?
So far, right? No, because Kelsey voted for Hitman's wife. Bodyguard.
landslide, yeah.
Are you
Harder They Fall.
serious?
What?
Harder They Fall was 40.
Oh,
No, he. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. I thought he said I thought he asked if all of them have been landslides.
I mean, technically they've all been landslides because it's been three plus on all of them.
Sure, but for me, landslide is 4-0ing one. Like right, like no doubt.
Perfect.
Yeah, like to me, landslide's like a perfect. Oh, but okay. Alrighty. Next up matchup, we have Raya and the Last Dragon versus Old. I think Kelsey, you go up.
My start, I think.
Yeah.
So, Raya and the Last Dragon was extremely pretty. Some of the story really is kind of
Cookie cutter.
yes. But it was a really nice like feel good movie.
Yeah.
You know, like in the end, some of it was kind of like really like you could have you could have done a lot better with some of the stuff, but you know, it was a really cool, you know, come together movie. Old was super interesting, you know, nice thriller, kind of a unique take on certain things. But I think I'm gonna have to give this one up to Raya.
Okay. Brian, you got anything to add?
I'm not a fan of either movie, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Raya, as an aesthetic, I mean, gorgeous. That's what they do. They make gorgeous movies like this. Sounds good. Looks good. Plot was meh.
Okay.
The character people chosen to voice act, I'm not really a fan of Aquafina. So after like maybe 10 minutes, I'm already tired of hearing the dragon talk.
Sisu?
Yeah. You can guess the movie from the first 30 seconds what's gonna happen, and it does. But I mean, I wouldn't deter someone from watching it because it's so pretty.
Uh-huh.
Old starts interesting, and once things stop, like once the pace slows down, I'm like, end the movie, please. And then the plot twist for the ending, I was like, if this does not end in 30 seconds, I don't. Someone should have. I don't know how people like or greenlit this movie. Essentially,
Okay.
after like the first, things slow down, I don't know how someone continued for them to film and write whatever they wrote.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Raya, I guess.
Oh, okay. Randall, you're up.
Hmm.
Perfect. What are your thoughts
So
here?
I like I like both movies.
Okay.
Um. So basically, what I'm using to make a decision is based off of what what would I probably watch again or repeatedly. I'm probably gonna say that I will probably watch Raya more because I feel like even though I like old and I like the premise of old, I feel like it's like a one and done type movie.
Okay.
Like once you watch it, you get it. The twist at the end was I thought was really cool. Um, but after you watch it, at least for me, after you watch it one time, it's like there's really no reason to revisit it. So I'm probably gonna pick Riot because of obvious reasons, like Bryant touched on. It's aesthetically is beautiful. I love the animation. It's nice and fluid. The story wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was cool. I think what made the movie more interesting is aside for like besides for how it looked was like the interaction between the characters and a little bit of the action. Some of the characters were like kind of funny, like that. I can't remember the guy's name, but the one that was like left in the village by himself, he was pretending to be a whole village, like
Oh,
the
the
big
guy
dude.
from was it Spine? What they called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Ryan.
Okay. I was not expecting it to be for Raya. Cause I mean, I had a good time with old. Uh, but I know Randall also liked the premise a lot, so I thought he was gonna side with that. But yeah, I'm not gonna add the same or say the same thing you guys all said. Raya is a very generic, not generic, but a very safe animated film, right? We know the betrayal coming. We know the action sequence is coming. We know they're all going to come back together in the end. Like, it's a very safe story. It's not Game of Thrones. People ain't getting killed off, you know? And that's that. But like Brian said, it's very beautiful. Every time they improve on rendering techniques, the animation films always benefit the most because it looks great. I'm also voting. I'm also voting for Raya because, like Randall said, I can rewatch that over and over just to appreciate visually and the animation quality. So, I mean, that was 4-0 old, right? Or 4-0 Raya, sorry.
Raya.
All right, Raya moves on. All right. Next up, we got the Suicide Squad and versus Black Widow. Now this is gonna be interesting because I don't know if
This is
Kelsey saw.
rigged.
Because I don't know if Kelsey saw Black Widow.
I did.
Okay, because putting these two up against each other, I don't even care who wins, right? I don't, not in a bad way. It's just they both were like they were fine, right? Like
I mean, one was clearly better than the other. Let's be honest here.
there is like one or two characters from Black Widow that I think are saved it for me. But who's up? I think it's Brian, right?
Right.
Let's start with Black Widow. It's funny that
I feel like I feel like that's gonna be the everybody's like let's start with
Yeah,
let's just start with this.
yeah. Because this year there's been a lot of like very average, like gray area movies. There's not a lot of this was dope, like a list of this is like the majority love this, right? Go ahead, Brian. Sorry to cut you off.
it's funny that Scarlett Johansson's like in the forefront of the movie poster when she's probably the least important person in her own movie.
Yeah,
It's like it's the Black Widow story, and it gives you more time and backstory on everyone but her. And then the one thing that everyone is wanting to know about, hey, the thing that Hawkeye and her keep mentioning, what was it, Budapest, whatever, or
Budapest.
what
Yeah,
happened? The one chance they had to actually give backstory on whatever the fuck happened, they went the opposite way, and then they just put a really chubby guy in a suit again. I like the dad. I like her sister. Everyone else, meh. Uh, I don't have anything nice or negative to say. It's a movie. It happened.
Uh-huh.
Is my review.
It moves.
Suicide Squad,
Go ahead.
entertaining to me. Most of the characters they did the Guardians of the Galaxy formula, but way gorier, and I think they landed it. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. I don't remember if there's any. There's a lot of logic flaws where if hey big ass star, I could eliminate it by shooting him in the eye with this thing. I'm gonna go for the leg. Things like that. There's like, why the fuck did you do that? But then again, these guys are idiots. A good portion of these people are just stupid.
Uh-huh.
So it fits. I've had a good time watching Suicide Squad. I'm gonna go for Suicide Squad. It was a good time.
Okay. Randall?
Yeah, I'm going with Suicide Squad too.
Interesting. Why?
Pretty much the same thing Brian said. Like they dropped the ball on Black Widow. Like I feel like I don't know. I don't know why they did what they did. Like I was definitely expecting them to touch on Budapest, but they didn't because that's like a huge story between her and Hawkeye, and like that was like her point when she changed, like when she decided to live a different life. But they didn't even no flashback, no nothing. Like
They just pointed
instead
out the
they just
hotel.
huh?
They just pointed out the room where things happened, and
Yeah, like the holes in the wall or whatever. Um, I don't know, man. I felt like it could have been a great movie, but they changed so. I don't understand why they changed Taskmaster.
Oof, I
Like
forgot. Yeah, that's right.
it was just, I don't know, man. It was. I don't really have anything positive to say about this movie. Um, it was enjoyable, I guess, when I initially watched it, but other than that, Suicide Squad, I'm not that huge of a fan of it either. But there were some very funny parts in the movie that I enjoyed.
Where?
What
Sorry,
in
go ahead.
Suicide Squad?
I must said where? Oh, yeah, that's right. He
Are
had
you
that wild.
serious?
I forgot he had that wild take that the first one was better. Remember?
Wait, hold up. Let's rewind. You thought the first one was better?
Yeah, we had
First one
this.
was way better than whatever the fuck it was that I saw in 2.
I think you just watched the porn parody.
I don't know how to respond to that.
And nothing. I mean, that's if he didn't enjoy it. He didn't enjoy it. Like, there's nothing to.
No, I mean I want to at least understand his thought process, but like, okay, all right, whatever. Um, I thought it
We'll
was
get
funny.
to it. We'll get to it when it's my turn.
I thought the second one was funny, especially that part when it was going through the woods or whatever you want to call it, and it was supposed to be sneaking around and he was killing everybody. It turns out they didn't even have to do it. Um, yeah, I'm going with Suicide Squad. Like, and
Okay.
I don't know what that thing was, that rat dog looking thing, or whatever.
Oh, in the beginning, that was sitting next to Pete Davidson.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think it was like Weasel or something, right?
sounds
Yeah.
right.
All right. On my end, I am also picking Suicide Squad, but mostly because the disappointment in Black Widow far outweighs how not safe. Like Ryan said, they did do a Guardians of the Galaxy, so I was like, we've seen this before, and they did their own version of it, so I wasn't like, oh, this thing did something crazy. Yeah, mine's the Suicide Squad because I had a lot more expectation for Black Widow, especially with all the stuff. Like she's one of the original Avengers, and they didn't even send her off in a good fashion. So that's on me. Suicide Squad, Kelsey, let her rip.
I just I did not enjoy Suicide Squad 2 at all. Shannon and I both like watched it and we were like, this is really dumb. There were maybe 2 funny parts, okay?
The guy's mom.
The guy's mom thing was hilarious. And then I don't even remember the other one. Staten in chat says everyone forgets that Suicide Squad is made of the bottom tier villains. They're all idiots who aren't really good at anything except with the one skill. And that's true for a majority of the characters that they have in there. Bloodsport is not an idiot. He's a bottom tier villain, but he is not an idiot. And the whole thing was just really stupid. You know, they had some like big name people that literally just died off in the first 5 seconds in the most ridiculous ways. You know, they would have been better off just hiring like some extras to play these characters, you know, and saved money on the movie. Like,
That's
the rat thing.
The rat. Go ahead.
The
That's-
rat thing was just really dumb that he dies in the very beginning the way that he did because he can't swim, you know, and then the guy that ran away because he starts having like a panic attack or whatever and has his head blown up. Super stupid. I thought they tried to go too over the top in Suicide Squad 2. I don't know. I get you guys' frustrations with Black Widow. I feel like they could have done a lot better in a lot of places, like especially with backstory and going into some things. I really enjoyed the sister, the like comedy side of the sister. She was hilarious, and like my favorite, I think, yeah, my favorite part with her was when she drops down and does the pose, and then is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was just priceless. I'm gonna have to give this one to Black Widow just because I cannot stand Suicide Squad 2. I feel like it was a waste of a movie. Like I get that Suicide Squad is full of morons that are just there to like do stupid shit and blow things up and not follow the normal rules, but I feel like they tried way too hard and didn't accomplish anything with what they were doing. I think the only other funny part was when they invaded the camp and then found out that they just killed all of their support.
Yeah.
That was the other funny part.
As a response to your they could have hired anybody argument, if they did, it wouldn't drive the point of nobody's safe. So they got all these big names, like, okay, we're gonna see them do stuff, and it made the payoff of everyone dying have more impact than instead of just Jimmy Walgreens over here in this movie.
Whoa!
I
Don't
mean, like,
tarnish the
I
name
feel
of
like-
Walgreens.
I feel like they should have just done it for everybody. Like they should have just hired random fucking people for all of the roles. Like don't have John Cena and Idris Elba playing the main characters. Like just let fucking Joe Schmo's son play these characters, because at least then it would have been hilarious to watch them just be like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
All right. This reminds me of Pete Davidson's part in the beginning when he's like freaking the fuck out that if he's a werewolf. That it hits. All right then. 3-1. The Suicide Squad moves on. Alrighty. Next up we got Cherry and Reminiscence.
2 classics.
I actually enjoyed a fair amount of each of these movies actually, but I mean we'll get to it. Randall, you start.
I picked Reminiscence.
Okay.
I just thought it was a more. I can't really say that. I guess maybe like I enjoyed it a little more than Cherry. Cherry was very interesting, and I've never seen Tom Holland like act in that way. So it was nice and refreshing to see him put on a more serious role, more chaotic and like damaged. I don't know. I just think that I feel like if I had to choose to watch another movie, I would probably pick Reminiscence. So yeah, I'm going with that.
Okay. On my end here, I like some stuff on both, and I don't like some stuff on both, and most of it has to do with overstaying his welcome. So Cherry, we see, I don't even know how long the movie was. It felt like an eternity because he had different chapters where, like, he first met the girl, then he went to the military, then he came back, then he started doing drug addict stuff, and then like a lot happened. Not that you know, a good amount of things happened to Tom Holland's character. but the pacing wasn't there for me. The acting was fantastic. Dialogue, great. But again, the pacing and I felt like it was there for too long. Because it's a movie, people. It's not a TV show. So, pacing is a huge thing. Reminiscence. Another thing that it's over. Like, there was too much. That world was too interesting for us to focus on him finding his girl. So, instead of, like, I would like to see them go through a bunch of different clients. Like, they have the tech to go, like, we can explore different people's memories, through different characters, explore what happened to the world that's almost underwater, like, maybe relive the happy parts, but then have somebody, like, freak out in the machine and they relive, like, a horrible scene of, like, family members, like, more exploration of the world they're living in. It looked cool. The tech they used was awesome, but then we got fixated on, where is she? And I'm like, okay. Well, after halfway the movie, I'm like, find her or move on, right? Like, I don't care anymore. But yeah, I have to give it to Reminiscence because I love that whole, like, underwater LA noir Miami look that it had with it, and I love the tech they use about, like, storing memories, being able to play it back, very Black Mirror stuff. So my vote's definitely going to be Reminiscence. Kelsey, what you got?
Jerry was king of slow motion. Okay?
Oh my God, it was
2 hours and 22 minutes, and it could have been an hour and a half had they not used all the slow motion that they used in that movie. The movie itself wasn't actually that bad. It was actually a fairly enjoyable movie.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the slow motion parts, because it was so over the top, and some of them made sense. Like when he was getting high, turning himself in and whatever, it made sense. He just, shot up, sat in the middle of the street, and everything just starts to come to a crawl. Sure. We didn't need all 37 other shots of him and her and whatever else just going in slow motion, okay? There was literally like 30 minutes of slow-mo cuts that just were unnecessary.
I forgot about that. You're right. Because I remember we were all, like, ripping. Every time it's like a slow motion, it's like, oh, here's another slow-mo one.
We could get up and go to the bathroom and, like, come back and then, right as it starts the next, chapter or scene or whatever. Reminiscence was really cool. Like, I loved the Inception feel to it. I liked the drive for him, like, trying to find the girl, but I do agree it was like at a certain point, shit or get off the pot. Like, we get it. They could have closed it a little bit sooner. I did like the fact that sometimes you really couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't, and seeing especially how she like planned for some things, and then but I really wanted to see more of, like, the world.
Mm-hmm.
Why it is that they couldn't, why it is that they were like the way they were. But I'm gonna have to give this one up to Reminiscence because I just cannot stand the slow mo.
That's what it was. I was looking at this poster. I'm like, there's something else that I forgot that was negative about this. It was a slow motion. I forgot the excessive slow motions.
It was absolutely excessive. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Seriously, it was 2 hours 22 minutes. It probably could have been an hour and 40 had they taken out all the slow motion.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. And what's crazy is I'm assuming I said assuming like I'm Australian.
Yeah, ShangChi.
And I'm assuming like the actors themselves didn't know about it until afterwards. So they did the scene in regular time, and then they watch it back and they're like, what happened? Why is this scene taking 7 hours? Anyway, Brian, round us out here.
There was only 3 movies I didn't actually get to that I plan on getting to, but after watching Spider-Man, I was movied out. Especially with me binging only movies up for that week, I was movied out. Reminiscence is one of those movies that I unfortunately didn't actually get to watch that I was interested in. So I'm just going to go with Cherry. I enjoyed Cherry. It is a fun time. It could have been 2/3 of the movie. But I was surprised. I was surprised that I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it.
Okay. All right, so that's 3-1. Reminiscence moves on. All right, let's finish up this left side here. we have Dune versus The Harder They Fall. And I think I start, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck. So, I want to just go off the top. I love The Harder They Fall. It had a fantastic time. The amount of swag in this Western was out of this world, all right? It's 2,500. How much you say it was? I heard what you said. Yeah. Find the orange. It's still there. Idris Elba fucking killed it as a villain in this. The protagonist, what's the name again, Brian?
Nat Love? Oh, you mean the actor?
Yeah, Nat Love.
The actor's Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors killed it. Everyone in this killed it. Awesome performances. The gun as a Western, the shootouts were fantastic. Like even something the Westerns always get is standoff, tense moments, dialogue, all that other stuff. They nailed it. But if I had to pick a Western over sci-fi, I'm picking sci-fi. Especially when it's a cool fucking sci-fi, right? When I saw those dragonfly things take flight, sold, right? I don't know. There's something about Dune, like the first impressions says it all when you're going to try to start a new franchise. I didn't know anything about the book, but I knew there was going to be like a multiple part movie. And this first movie, I'm hooked to see the rest of it, right? I want to see the sequel. I want to see the rest of it. So Dune, it was just too badass for me not to vote for it, right? So my vote's Dune. Kelsey, you're up.
Man, I couldn't agree more about both movies. Dune, though, like, there's so much to it, and there's so much more that I'm really hoping that they release. You know, like, I've talked to friends that have read the books, and they are super excited about this. I thought they could have done a little bit more with, like, some of the backstory in certain areas and focused on that versus some, like, spreading it all out.
Uh-huh.
You know? Like it felt like they gave us a little too much to kind of go on, and then you're just like, okay, well, I want to know more about this. Well, now I want to know more about this, and I understand that that's kind of like the hook that they have. But yeah, I mean, I really couldn't agree more with you on The Harder They Fall, but I'm definitely gonna have to give this up to Dune because I'm super excited to see where they go with this.
Yep. Brian, you're up.
I love both of these movies. A surprising amount. I didn't read the books for Dune. I went in not really knowing what The Harder They Fall was, but saw the cast and I was like, I gotta watch this. Harder They Fall is a great time. It's funny. The story is cool. The characters, the performances are all chef kiss.
Mm-hmm.
What makes me give Dune the edge, minus space bias, sci-fi bias, all that kind of stuff, is basically what Kelsey said, that this movie was like 2-something hours, and I never felt like any part was overstayed, and I always wanted more info. Even when the credits came, I was hoping the post-credit scene was another 2-hour movie. So I'm gonna give it to Dune, but that doesn't mean that The Harder They Fall is bad. I think it's a great movie that people should still watch.
And you watched it catching up, right? So we never talked about it on podcast, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't. A lot of these movies on here I watched during the binge of movies.
So do you agree on the drip these people had? The long black coats and like, oh, right?
It's not even so much. They could have worn just urine but like the like charisma that these characters had. He would have told you that's the new wave. Just wear your own piss, and then I would have been like, oh, so it's all right.
All right,
and I would have followed suit.
Okay.
Jonathan Majors does a great job in like becoming his character, almost pretty much like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
As the one above all, and now Nat Love. I've only seen him in those two things that I can remember.
He's also in Lovecraft Country or County.
I didn't watch that.
It's a TV show. E-Man told me about it. He says it's really good, so I had it on my backlog.
I think with just 2 performances I've seen, he's one of those actors that if I see his name on a trailer that I'm forced to watch at a movie or something, there's a good chance I'll watch it just because his name was there.
Okay.
I feel like if Dune was 4.5 hours, I'd have enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't they run it up to 5 hours? What the fuck is this half movie?
Yeah. I think I'm with you on that, especially if they took the time like Snyder did with his Justice League. If he paced it with chapters and stuff, like if Dune did the same thing, I would be right there. I'd watch a 4-hour movie. I mean, I've done it before with what is it, Lord of the Rings? The extended editions are like 4 hours.
Probably.
And then the Justice, was it the Zack Snyder's cut
Yeah.
of Justice League? It was also like 4 hours.
And I mean, there was like a pee break, but I enjoyed it. All right, Randall, you're up.
Doom.
You have any other like anything else to elaborate on, or pretty much the same reasons as when you mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
don't
said yeah to a 2-option
I mean,
question.
I just asked just in case you want to give the harder they fall like a nice little spoken send off like the rest of us. But that man said, "Dune, move on." 4-0. Randall, what are you doing? Oh, okay. He got me. So Dune moves on 4-0. We're moving on. We got Luca versus Demon Slayer Mugen Train. All right. Yes, sir. And I think this is going to be a blowout. No, it's not. It's not going to be a blowout. I know where Randall's voting.
So based on these, like, I thoroughly enjoyed both these movies. I think I'd be more inclined to watch Demon Slayer again. Like, Luca was one of those that was like, that was cool. It was really heartfelt. If I had kids, I'd probably end up watching it 1,000 times, with them.
Yeah.
But for me, that was kind of a one and done, movie, unless Shannon for some reason wanted to watch it or watch it again. But I'm gonna have to give this one to Demon Slayer.
Okay. Brian?
I'm gonna have to choose Luca. It was just refreshingly enjoyable. And what's weird is it's not a live action movie, but everything felt like genuinely Italian.
That's true.
I don't know. It's just I enjoyed it. I love Demon Slayer as well. The movie. It was hype. It was sad. It did things correctly, but Luca, I don't know. It left more oomph. Had more oomph.
Oh, okay. Randall?
I'm picking Silencio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno. Okay, so that's... I knew it was going to
We're going to have our first toss?
We're going to have our first toss. I'm picking Demon Slayer here because I had a very strong attachment to a character that they introduced in this. Like, an unhealthy attachment to it, and having the movie end the way it did, it broke, So, like... And not even that, the character's performances, near the end, everything swelled up to that last act, last 5 minutes, and holy shit did they take the cake, right? Like, it's like a Japanese performance, like anime performances that are, you can count in one hand, right? That you're like, oh, the emotion went through even in a different language, where you're like, I feel it, right?
He even said Japanese Tom Holland for the main character, for Tanjiro.
Yeah, he that kid is, holy shit. So my vote is Demon Slayer. I'm hoping this fucking thing, it's, let me set it up. I forgot to set up the coin. It's random.org/coins.
5 buffalo nickels.
5 buffalo nickels. So heads is Luca and tails is Demon Slayer.
3 tails.
Okay, let's see if he's right. 3 heads. Close.
I had 3 heads in my... I said 3 tails, but I secretly knew it was going to be 3 heads. I was like, oh, it's not going to be this.
Damn it. Well, Luca moves on.
I was going to say 3 heads in the beginning, and then I was like, no, I really want Demon Slayer to win, but I know this is going to come up.
You did it with your soul. You fucked us with your soul just now. Well, Luca moves on. Damn it, that's a huge upset. I had Demon Slayer going for a lot. Yeah, a lot further than this. Oh well.
That's what we should have done. We should have put the brackets up and then had everybody write down who they thought was going to win, for it, and then see who got the most.
Like points and stuff. Too. Like if we're doing March Madness, yo, Kelsey, that's it. Next year, that's what we're doing. I like that. And we'll do like a March Madness thing.
Do like the the 16 from NBA or whatever, where you pick all the different teams and get your brackets going. Yeah. Let everybody do that with the movies and whatever.
That's a great idea.
Wow.
That's a really good idea.
That sounds really interesting. It's almost like somebody told Anthony the same thing.
You did not tell me that. All you did was you filled it out your own self, and then you were going to share it. That's what you told me.
No, that's not what I said. I
Okay.
said we should all vote on it. I told you this offline.
Vote on what? We are voting right
Remember
now.
when I said we should all like be able to pick ourselves, and it shows up, and you was like you set something up like that next year.
That's
It's the
completely
same as
different.
that thing.
That is not what he's
That's
saying.
not the same.
That is not at all what he's saying, Randall. This is a
How
March
is it not the same?
because March Madness, you pick out the whole thing, and then whoever gets the closest to it with points wins.
It's still the same result, except for I didn't say pick the whole thing. I said that we would pick on the choices. It's still you're still picking all the choices in order to pick the whole thing. You don't just pick one thing. So if
I
we're
don't
all
even-
voting, every
Randall?
time there's an option, if we're all voting on something, it's the same thing.
There's a disconnect here, and I don't think we're on the same page. So what Kelsey is saying is that just like March Madness, you do your brackets, we all fill it out, right? And then we still do this process, and then whoever has the closest to it with points wins.
And the points is based off of what? Who wins between the two movies, right?
It's okay. So we have our own vote. What we think the bracket should look like.
Like you said.
Then we do this show.
Yep.
Then that bracket's final. Whoever's bracket that they did on their own looks more like the one that we did together wins.
Yes. Does that make sense?
Okay.
He-
I don't know if that's how March Madness is done, but
That's exactly how it's done.
I'm pretty sure that they're voted on each game. Not like
No,
you do the whole bracket.
Yeah, you do the whole bracket.
yeah, each game. That's the whole bracket.
No, you do it from the beginning. You guess who wins the whole March Madness, and then you hope that your bracket fills out the way it does. I mean, you can look it up. We can't.
I mean, we're both saying the same thing, but okay.
What you're saying is not March Madness, Randall. We're not voting per what's it called. We're going through matching outcome of the whole thing. We're not. The only thing we're doing slowly, match by match, is just this show like we're doing it now. Right?
If you say so.
All
It's
right.
ultimately still the same thing.
It's not the
but
same
all right.
thing. You can't just say it's the same thing and it's the same thing. You're saying,
It is because, all right, you're talking about going through every choice and predetermining who wins. The whole bracket. What I'm saying is the same thing, except for I'm just worrying that you have to choose each round, each choice. When you choose the whole bracket, aren't you not choosing each choice? You're not just making
Randall.
one choice and then skipping.
You know how the bracket looks before you click whatever wins, how it's empty?
Yeah, I know
fill
what
it
you
out,
mean.
You fill it out completely. When everyone's thing's done, we then start the show.
yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But I'm still saying that you still have to choose each bracket, each part of the bracket.
Yeah, yourself, personally, not voting
Yes.
on it. We're not voting anything. You said voting. No one's voting anything. On our personal
It is a
ones.
vote. It's your own personal vote.
No, that's my selection. Voting means there's other people
That's not a vote.
No, that's my
You're
selection.
making a choice. It's a vote.
No, a vote is when your choice is dictated with other people's selection. On my personal one, there's no one else. It's my way. Do 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 do.
It's funny that we can't see him because I'm imagining him walking into your room and beating the shit out of you. for no reason.
You can just see him be like,
Yeah. And then he just, or I don't know if he's going to drop kick me or punch me. I don't know if he likes punching or kicking, but that's what comes through like out of the frame. Anywho, next up, we always have to have our tangents, don't we? No matter what episode.
so we are moving a lot faster through this bracket than we have all the other ones.
Why would he jinx it?
Yeah, he did jinx it. Now I'm just going to talk about 20 minutes about No Time to Die. I'm just kidding. No Time to Die versus Raya and the Last Dragon. And I don't even know who goes because we just went on that.
I think it's
Discussion.
Brian's turn.
Excuse me. All right, go for it, bro.
No.
No, it's your turn, Kelsey. 'Cause last one was...
No, I did Luca and you started with Dune and The Harder They Fall. I did Luca and Demon Slayer because I started off with saying
You're right. You're right.
if I was gonna do, which one I would rewatch, and then went into my explanation.
You're absolutely right. And then Brian, you're up.
But it's James Bond versus Raya.
James Bond, No Time to Die, versus Raya and the Last Dragon.
Again, none of these movies are my cup of tea. I'm gonna go with Raya because of how gorgeous that movie is.
Oh, okay. Randall, he's gonna have something to say here, huh? You picking Raya, huh? You gonna pick Raya?
No, I already know what he's picking.
What is he picking?
Picking Dune.
I think if he could put extra votes for Dune to solidify it gets to the finals, he would.
I'm going with Doom.
All right. But against the No Time to Die versus Raya and the Last Dragon, what are you going for?
Doom.
All right. So should I just vote for you as well, and I get double votes then, or? I was hoping you said yeah.
No Time to Die.
Okay. Any particular reason in this matchup, or just not even a contest?
Daniel Craig, man.
That is true. He does like Daniel Craig, so.
I just don't like the ending. The movie was. It's kind of like Brian said. It wasn't a good movie to send him on his way, but it was a good movie, minus the ending.
Gotcha. Okay. Ooh. I think I'm also on that same boat here with No Time to Die. Raya was a fun time. I've been watching 007 for quite some time, and it did more of the same thing as 007, but the things that 007 does more of, I enjoy more than the family movie animation. That makes sense? I don't know if that made any sense, but
you like the James Bond loop more than the safe animated movie loop.
Thank you. Perfect. Brian's out here killing the game. What are you drinking?
It's not Perrier. I filled it with water.
Oh, okay.
Regular water.
Okay.
Then I just had a beer.
Yeah, I thought you just chucking one back Monday afternoon.
I thought about doing that, just coming on here and start taking shots for each movie that I got wrong.
Holy.
I was tempted just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go get some bourbon and then maybe I'll sleep.
Okay.
But I was like, nah, it's Monday, Jack.
I'm off until the new year, so it doesn't matter for me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're started. You're good.
My break starts, so Friday I'm off. So I guess Thursday's my last day, and then I go back to work January 3rd.
Hey. Okay. Yeah, my vote's going to be No Time to Die. Kelsey, I think you're going to round us out here.
He doesn't give a shit either.
Yeah, I don't think he cares about either of these, so.
Raya was very pretty. It was a really cool movie. It could have been done a little bit better. If you've seen one James Bond movie, you've kind of seen them all. Like we said, 27th installment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to give this one up to Raya.
Oh, okay. Well, that gives us our second coin flip. Heads, as always. Heads is No Time to Die, and tails is Raya. Swap over. As you guys can see, I'm going to flip it, and flipped. 3 tails.
What one?
Raya and the Last Dragon one.
I don't even feel. If you would have said Bond, I still would have been all right.
Yeah, I enjoyed both movies, but it's like, oh, that one, okay. Right.
Is this kind of like a bracket with Sonic Fox in? We know no one else is really going to win.
Oh, because we're all hoping Dune makes it to finals?
Yeah, it's maybe someone will upset a good player, but there's only really 3 people who have a chance of winning.
I see. Next up is the Suicide Squad and Reminiscence. Brian, I can't follow.
I think it's Randall.
It's Randall.
Yeah,
Go
I think
for
it's
it.
Randall.
Reminiscence, really? Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go for Suicide Squad.
No, because he's smart.
Whoa. I'm dumb, and I'm still gonna pick Reminiscence because I enjoyed the world a little more. So, yeah, I'm gonna choose Reminiscence on here because we've seen the Suicide Squad before, that formula. The Reminiscence, I thought it was cool tech. That's all. It was like an extended Black Mirror episode. Or I guess I wanted to be a Black Mirror episode, but it didn't like fail at it. It just okay. It attempted it, and it didn't like shit the bed. I guess that's my review on it. That's a horrible review on it. I don't know. But that's my vote. Kelsey, what you got?
I'm going with Reminiscence because
Yeah,
I
you're
just
just
did
no
not
way.
like
Yeah,
like if this was between Suicide Squad and Cosmic Sin, I might actually pick the Cosmic Sin.
that is wild. And your take on that is wild right now. Brian, what you got?
I wanted to watch Reminiscence. I planned to watch it, and then I watched Spider-Man, and I was just drained of movies. That was my combo breaker of binge watching movies.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch Reminiscence. I wanted to. I don't want to vote for this movie and then watch him like this is dog shit. So I'm just gonna go with Suicide Squad because I liked it.
Okay. So I think we got 3-1 Reminiscence. And it moves on. All right.
I'm
Dune.
gonna contradict myself.
What?
After this obvious W, I'm gonna contradict myself.
Oh. Next up is Dune versus Luca. I think it's
Yours.
me, right?
You.
All right. I mean, it goes without saying, I love both of these movies. Luca made me laugh.
Do you, though?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I was in my bracket. It was Dune versus Demon Slayer. But everything else has been pretty on the nose. I mean, not the rest of it. Like the top half, that top quadrant, I guess. Anyway,
You.
all right. But yeah, like Brian mentioned, it's an obvious W. Dune it's just too exciting for me. Could be because it did a good job as a first movie and with plans of a sequel. Or I don't know if Luca's gonna have a sequel. And the movie wraps up in its own way, right? A nice little bow tie and it's over. And you can rewatch it with a family. But Dune has like so much I want to learn about. So for me, it's definitely Dune. Kelsey, you're up.
Also gonna have to give it to Dune. I mean, no contest.
Yeah, we obviously have our favorite here for this side of the bracket. The second side is where it gets a bit dicey.
Dune made me swoon.
Can you run that back for me one more time, Bubby?
Dune made me swoon.
Okay, so is that your way of saying? Okay, so Dune 3. Okay, Randall, what you thinking? Luca?
Mortal Kombat.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised after Street Fighter was on your top 10 list.
We will never let that go. Was that 2019 or 2018?
One of them years. 2016, wasn't it?
Oh my god. All right, so I'm assuming Dune, Randall, right? That's why you said Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
All right, so 4-0. Dune moves on to go up against the winner of Raya and the Last Dragon versus Reminiscence. Kelsey, I think you go up?
Oh, yeah, it is mine. I'm gonna have to give this one to Reminiscence. Raya was cool. It was really pretty, but I really enjoyed the world of Reminiscence a lot more. Again, I wish they had gone into a few more things in Reminiscence, but all in all, I thought the overall movie was a lot better.
Okay. Brian?
So remember how I said I voted for Suicide Squad because I've never seen Reminiscence?
Yeah.
To make it fair, I googled Reminiscence and looked at images, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna decide based off what I think's prettier or what aesthetic I like, and I'm gonna go with Reminiscence.
Okay. All right. And then Randall?
Street Fighter.
That doesn't work here, Randall, because I don't know what you're going to pick. Like, it worked for Dune, but I honestly don't know what that means.
KO!
Yeah, like, what does that mean?
Well, KO clearly responds with Reminiscence.
Is
'Cause
it?
you're reminiscing about the fact that you beat his ass.
Oh. Does that check out? That logic check out, Randall?
Between Bond and Reminiscence.
Raya and Reminiscence. Bond did not make it.
Between Bond and Reminiscence. Yeah, I'm gonna go with mm,
What movie is?
I'm thinking.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were trying to tell me something. Please don't do that again. That was like really loud. Like
What the heck was that?
That's Brian literally scaring off every audio podcast listener with an abrupt sound.
The artist in me has to pick Raya. I'm sorry.
What about the man in you?
The man in me has to pick Reminiscence.
And when they
I don't
kiss,
know.
what happens?
They become man god. Anywho.
You know what? It's not going to even matter because who I want to win is going to win. So I'm just going to pick Reminiscence.
What the fuck? What was that, Randall? Like who? What are we doing? That's not the point of this. The point is this matchup.
I'm not a quandary. Okay, I cannot pick between the two. So therefore, it's like me flipping a coin.
It's
You
not.
can't or you won't pick.
That's not flipping a coin. Depending on what you pick, decides their placement.
I understand that. But what I am saying, I'm playing the long game, which is I only want one particular movie to win, which I know is going to win. Therefore, because I cannot pick between Raya and Reminiscence at this current point in time with gun to my head, I am picking Reminiscence.
What you just said to me has nothing to do with what I told you. It does. You need to take it as this one versus this one so they can be placements. Because it's not just winner and then losers. There's like, in the top 8, there's like first place, second, like all that stuff is accounted for.
I know that.
I don't think you do because you just said you don't care about picking it.
Twice. I don't know what else you want me to say. I said Reminiscence twice so far. I am going to say it a third time. Reminiscence.
Jesus, learn how to brackets work.
I said it twice, bro.
All right,
Twice.
so my go now, huh? I can't believe I'm picking Raya. I'm picking Raya on this one. As much as I love the world of Reminiscence, like Raya, even though it's the loop is familiar, there's something more happening than where's this girl at, right? They explain different like lands and things like that, and you get to see them throughout the movie. Where this one is just, hey, let's go see where she's at, and it's hopefully, which is fine because it's like a detective story. But I don't know. My vote is on Raya. I don't know what is this at?
I think it's 3-1.
3-1 Reminiscence?
Reminiscence, yeah.
Let's get it. Reminiscence moves on. So now it's Dune versus Reminiscence.
Brian, you're up.
Yes,
I
sir.
start. Well, since I know on the right side what's gonna win, I'm just gonna say whatever, right? Because the brackets don't matter, right?
Yeah. That's pretty much how he does this.
I haven't seen Reminiscence, so obviously, dude.
Oof.
If I were to do the picture test, like I do the Raya versus Reminiscence, Dune wins. It could be just this, and I'm like, yo, Dune looks clean when it does that.
Oh, okay. All right.
In
And-
their piss suits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, I'm
smart,
telling
though.
you. Anthony would be the king of that land if he had that suit.
Planet.
That land.
Randall, you're up.
Dune.
Okay. I mean, I am also voting Dune. Is this a 4-0? Because I'm assuming you're picking Dune. Because I doubt you're picking
Yeah.
Reminiscence. Okay.
No, I'm doing all the way.
Gotcha.
He 40'd him.
Yeah, 4-0. We have our one of our grand finalists. Now we're working the right-hand side. We are making pretty
We
good time.
work in the right-hand side, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. Randall, you start. It's Bo Burnham's Inside versus Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Justice League.
Randall, this is the first time we're doing this side of the bracket. More explanation, please. Right? Like, he said it like we've been talking about Justice League.
I mean, technically, you have.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say yeah and just move on.
Oh man.
Inside was good. I enjoyed it. It was the music and all uh the I don't know what you would call it, but it was funny. It was really funny and creative.
Okay.
I liked it a lot actually. Um, the reason why I'm picking Justice League is because I like superheroes. So I mean, I love comedy, but at the end of the day, I probably would pick um a good story, action, and anything related to the comic book world over that. And I thought Zack Snyder did a really good job with this movie. Yeah, we finally got to see his vision, and I think he delivered it very well. Um, but nothing to take away from Inside. Like it was really funny. Like he's really talented. Like I didn't know anything about him. I didn't have any history or whatever. I didn't find out about him until Anthony mentioned it, and I'm glad I watched it because I think I definitely recommend it to anybody who has not seen it. They should definitely watch it because, excuse me, what this man accomplished during the pandemic is just. I'm not trying to like shoot anyone down, but I feel like what he accomplished in his home by himself is better than what like a team or a production does with some shows or movies. But yeah, I'm still gonna go with Justice League, but it's for me it's a close, it's really close. The only thing that's tipping me over towards the Justice League is again it's the old comic book hero stuff.
Okay. And I thank you for this is what I wanted. Thank you. That's what when I say, hey, what do you think? Perfect, Randall. You hit it. Nail on the head, right? But I am actually voting against you. I'm going with Bo Burnham's Inside for the very reason you mentioned. The man did so much with so little, as opposed to a 4-hour Zack Snyder movie filled with unlimited budget. I think the outcome was more astounding for me for Inside. Because Zack Snyder's Justice League was like a patch, right? We saw the first one, it wasn't great, and then we got to see the real thing, which is almost night and day different, right? Even if it's a longer film, there's more of an appreciation of what he was actually going for, and not what they ended up botching up in the first, whatever the hell they did in the first time. But I don't know. This guy did so much with so little. I'm going with Bo Burnham's Inside. Kelsey, it's your turn.
Well, I didn't watch the beta for Justice League.
Oh, you didn't?
Yes, so because it came out and you guys watched it, and you were like, "This was awful," like holy shit,
Yeah.
you know. Um, I do agree, Bo Burnham. Like I like Bo Burnham. He's hilarious. I love the songs that he creates because he writes all of them himself. I constantly hear the Scarecrow thing from Shannon on TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
You know, but I think I'm gonna have to give this one to Justice League simply because I didn't watch the beta, so I only saw the final product, and
Uh-huh.
I really enjoyed this version. Like even though it was as long as it was, I never felt like I was like, okay, let's get this done. It was
Good pacing.
everything to me was done very excellent. You know, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see it continue, and then, it did what it needed to do.
So good points. Good points.
Um, my original review of the non-Snyder Cut was it's alright.
Okay.
My review of this version of the movie it was alright.
Okay.
They fleshed some things out. They made level 3's graphics look better, but I mean at the
Okay.
end of the day, it was still okay. Inside, does a great job of showing both sides of a creative. It shows the product and it shows everything they had to go through, the roller coasters of it. Somehow he made a musical, a stand-up special, and a documentary all in one, and all by himself too.
Yes.
It it's way too creative, way too well executed that I feel like it'd be robbing Bo Burnham what he deserves, which is the biggest podcast giving him praise in a bracket.
That's true.
Uh,
The number
so
one
I'm going with
podcast
Inside.
on the planet, on this galaxy, actually. Because I heard Mars has
When
a
you
couple podcasts.
when you go on Oxford's dictionary and you go podcast, and then it says look at diagram 3B, it shows us.
Yeah.
But I'm more like this.
Yeah.
That's what it shows.
It's pretty on. All you put in Oxford dictionaries is facts. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going with Inside.
Okay. It seems like we're doing our first coin flip on the right hand side. Off rip. I told you this side's gonna be fucking crazy.
4 heads.
Yeah, heads Inside, tails Justice League, and we're flipping. 3 tails. Justice League moves on. I had to look at it and I'm like, did he put 4 heads here? And I'm like, no, Anthony, there's only fucking 2 of them.
Are we locked into our votes when we make votes?
Yes, that's why I ask you to make the votes, because otherwise you'd be gaming the system, right? Like we're trying to avoid that. We can't like me vote, then you know the matchup now. It's like, oh, if I vote this way, it'll be random, so now it'll be a higher chance for it to win or something. Like that. This is the only system we have now. We might have to think of a different system for voting later, because we kind of can still game it. Like you leaked earlier. I know Dune's gonna win, so I'm just gonna vote for whatever. That's
I just
right.
feel like the astounding speech that Bryant gave made me feel bad, and I feel like I should vote for Inside.
Oh,
Because,
well,
well, I just say I vote for him in my heart. since the votes are already locked in.
oh, I'm sorry. I just elbowed myself, and I don't know why I apologize to you guys. Oh my god. No, but yeah, it's locked. That's why we go in the order, and it's shifting. I was thinking about doing a random order each time. That way, to keep everyone on their toes. But I'd have to set something up for that, like have like a random thing up top. Next matchup. Sorry, Godzilla versus Kong versus Infant. That was wild. So the movie Godzilla versus Kong is versus Infinite. It's going up against Infinite, I guess. I just should have said it that way. Okay. So I think I go first, right? Because Randall started last time. Yeah, he did. Because he explained the movie so eloquently last time. So proud of you. I'm going to shit on both of these now. So Godzilla versus Kong is just watch these 2 monstrosities beat the shit out of each other, right? And hopefully the one you voted on in your gambling addiction wins, right? That's what that was for me.
There was no gambling on my side. Let me just say that.
Oh, we don't want to spoil it. And then
Because he already knew it would come.
Yeah. And then Infinite is a movie. What was it? A man who lives multiple lives. Randall, keep me honest here. I think
he's haunted by memories of the places and things that he's never been or done, and joins up with a team of like reborn warriors or something.
Because he's also a reborn warrior. Like he has that ability.
Yes.
He keeps living the life, and he has like suppressed memories, and then it awakens, and then he remembers all the past lifetimes or something.
Yeah,
that's what it was. And I think it's the good guys versus the bad guys, where the bad guy wanted to end that loop, and the good guys were like, no, we need to keep doing this. And that's the conflict, I guess. In terms of entertainment, Godzilla vs. Kong has it, all right? It has that level of Pacific Rim where you just see big shit hitting each other, right? And it's just it's so satisfying. That's my vote. Is Godzilla vs. Kong here.
What you're saying is that Godzilla vs. Kong smells less.
Yes. Yes.
Infinite.
Yes.
It's a negligible scent. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Out of both of these movies, I'm like, they're, I'm going with Godzilla vs. Kong, right?
Infinite was something.
Yeah. It sure was.
I feel like they tried
It had a cool
to do
concept.
something unique, and it just didn't pull it off. personally.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Godzilla vs. Kong was great until a point for me. You know, when the
Oh, the mecha.
mecha thing starts coming out, and they like, Kong's laying down, and the girl's like, "You could do this," and then he looks at Godzilla and is like, "Either they go and take out Mecha Godzilla, like."
Bravery's the word. Fuck, man.
But I'm gonna have to agree. I'm just gonna have to give it, because like the world building for Godzilla vs. Kong was really cool. Like going and tunneling into the center of the earth or whatever it was, and them going to that like other world. Like it was cool.
It was cool because they had like cool creatures and stuff. We never like made up stuff.
Those are real.
Okay, I didn't know that. Johan in the chat said restream chat isn't up, and
his axe was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the weapon fighting was awesome too. Yeah, Johan, the restream thing I just do for like the Let's Plays. For the podcast, I just do it on YouTube.
Well, Johan said more like Cumzilla is what he wrote.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
And that resonates.
It does. Speaking of which, Ryan, which one resonated with you?
I can't really call Godzilla vs. Kong shit because it tried to do one thing and it did the one thing it was trying to do, just be entertaining, big ass, scaly, hairy shit beating the fuck out of each other for 2 hours. They did that. And I went there to see one thing get busy.
And it got busy.
Thing happened. So I'm just gonna root for that, for it nailing its execution.
Joel Tuttle. Randall. Your thoughts? Oh, he had a clear
Godzilla
throat.
versus Kong.
Any particular reason, or just?
I feel like that's a landslide.
Oh shit! Okay.
It was a landslide victory.
Make sure your friends are there to see the game.
Might get embarrassed.
All right, so 4-0 Godzilla moves on. Oof, this is gonna be rough for Brian, but
yeah,
not for me. Kelsey, I think you start.
No, he just started.
Oh, then Brian, you start.
No, I'm lying. He's starting now.
Okay, so Kelsey, you start.
On second thought, the chat's starting.
Yo, chat, start. Go ahead, Kelsey. I think you're muted.
You're muted.
The Guilty's the Jake Gyllenhaal movie, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then A Quiet Place Part 2 is the sequel to the
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I got it.
That's pretty good.
I imagine the editing and writing for that to be true, right?
Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna have to give this one to The Guilty. I just really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was very interesting.
What the?
He probably muted himself and actually cursed over there.
Oh, that was funny.
Holy shit. Okay. I gotta be honest.
I'm giving it to The Quiet Place Part 2. Look, it was the first one was amazing, and this one was just as good, if not better.
I'm sorry. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna give this to A Quiet Place Part 2.
All right, cool. Brian, your thoughts?
So,
this is a tough one for you.
Proper Anthony fashion, he rigs the things that I want to win and puts them against each other immediately, and then the things that are supposed to be filler get to just roam as far as they want into this bullshit of a bracket.
I mean, again, that's just opinion. The rest of this, none of this on the right-hand side is, like, all this is landslide victory for me. So, I mean, like, this is a landslide victory for me. Like, the fact that you're over here thinking The Guilty has any chance, that's your opinion.
So, Quiet Place, the first one, I cannot say enough nice things about the movie. Second one, same level. The Guilty, Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't think he's really a person. Jake Gyllenhaal is just a role he plays. Any movie he's in, he becomes that character. Jake Gyllenhaal, when he's on camera, he's that character.
And then when he's
When he's
off
in a movie?
camera, he's like Jake Gyllenhaal. He's playing Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal off camera, and then on camera is whoever he's hired
It's
as.
whoever. Yeah.
Got it.
He's never himself.
Got it.
This movie,
Oh man.
essentially what I liked about that one movie, what was it the night, the Vast of Dark? Is that what it's called? Vast of Night? How like a good portion of it is just character portfolios where it's just long periods of people acting, and it's stuff that you could use in a reel from how good their like monologues are. That's what this movie felt like. It was Jake Gyllenhaal. It was something that looked like Jake Gyllenhaal being a cop.
I need
for
you to,
like.
I pause real quick. I got breaking news. Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't shower, but Johan would still marry him. I didn't know he
Yeah.
didn't shower. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
he says he doesn't shower like months at a time. Same thing with Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Okay, that's new, right?
They said when they see dirt is when they shower.
But what about smell? They just okay.
What Axe body sprays for?
Ugh. Okay, well, Brian, go ahead.
Then you just
No,
you-
actually, I've read. Don't quote me on it, but I read. Smell doesn't actually come from like your body being dirty. It comes from the inside of your body. So it's when you perspire, the smell inside of your body, depending on how healthy you are, what you eat, those sort of things. That's what you actually smell.
There's no way.
you don't shower your insides.
What does that mean, Brian? You put a soap in your ass?
I mean, I drink bleach.
What the? All right.
Yeah, The Quiet Place, both movies that hold up there. I was surprised that I actually liked The Guilty because I was like, well, I didn't even know what the fuck this movie was. It was just on the 52-hour long playlist of movies I didn't watch that I had to catch up on. As much as I loved The Guilty, and I think people should watch it, The Quiet Place recruited Cillian Murphy. They knew what to do.
Oos.
They knew what to do. So I'm gonna go with The Quiet Place.
Okay, Randall, what you got?
Do you even have to ask?
Yes, Randall. That's kind of
Dune.
procedure, right? Dude.
Quiet Place, man.
Well, he said he wanted. He's been saying Mortal Kombat for all of this, so it's obvious that the sequel is going to be
Yeah, that's
what
true.
he chooses.
I love
Yeah,
Mortal
I'm
Kombat
definitely
too.
going with Quiet Place. Like, I thought The Guilty was a great movie.
Yeah.
It was one of those movies that was very heavily driven by dialogue and just really good acting and playing on the viewer's imagination, because a lot of the stuff you had to envision yourself is kind of like reading a book as the dialogue is being given to you. So I think that was one of the reasons what made this movie so powerful. But A Quiet Place is just there's so many elements in that movie that makes it so good. And I mean, the first one was great. I thought this one was great too, because the situations that they're put in are unique, but they're suspenseful, but it's like I don't know. It's not always like a situation where it's like I just needed to survive. It always seems like it's like I need to do something to save X person.
Oh,
And
right.
a lot of these movies is like, especially like horror or whatever, it's always just the person's trying to get away, or they're trying to survive or to get out of danger. But in A Quiet Place, it presents something more. It's not just people running around trying to survive. It's like I need to do X thing to help X person, because if they don't, they're gonna die. So it almost seems like there's a lot of selfless acts going on, which I think is more admirable than just running away. Um, so yeah, I actually love A Quiet Place too.
Okay.
I love both movies.
Johan in the chat putting in his 2 cents. He thinks that A Quiet Place Part 2 wasn't that quiet. And I agree. I mean, I think that's part of the conflict, too, of the movie. But anyway, my vote here, just as like to follow up on what Brian and Randall were saying, Guilty was a very good movie. There was some downtime in some areas where I just didn't care about what was going on. But when it came time to the main arc of finding out what happened to that, the main situation, following the girl who got kidnapped, things like that, I was glued. I'm like, what's happening? Listening to every word that they were saying, very similar to The Vast of Night, when they were telling those stories, like over the radio. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to miss a single syllable, right? but it did have its downtime, which kind of deters me back to The Quiet Place Part 2 because it's more the same in terms of stay quiet, problem, we keep moving with the story, the problem that they foreshadowed comes back. Granted, what happens to it is not as always as predictable. Like, you don't know who's going to run into that problem. It's just letting you know it's like setting down the pieces. Like in a Dungeons and Dragons thing. Like, oh, they're here, now we're going to see how it plays out. And that's always fun. And then it also introduced a bunch of other characters, because before in the first one we just had that one family, and then like the precursor, like what happened before it got this way. This one kind of explored more other characters, other like establishments, because remember, spoilers, they get to another area where the things couldn't reach them due to reasons. That was explored, and then we saw that turned out the way it did, and then they also introduced like going up against bad people, like almost all zombies / alien things are. Not only is the invaders the issue, the other bad humans are the issue too. So they explored that as well. So Quiet Place Part 2 for me. Kelsey, or did you already go?
You want?
Okay.
I started.
Okay. So is that 3-1 guilty? Brian, did you vote guilty? Or did you vote?
No, I voted Quiet Place.
Oh, so 4-0. Okay, I thought you were going to vote guilty.
They put Cillian Murphy in. But I do reckon, even though it lost because of the rigging of this bracket.
All right.
I think everyone should go watch The Guilty.
All right. So Quiet Place Part 2 moves on. Next up, we have Wrath of Man versus Free Guy.
I'm upset that I'm starting here because one of the 3 movies left that I didn't watch was Wrath of Man. And I feel like I betrayed baby boy Jason Statham.
And Guy Ritchie.
I failed him. I failed Guy Ritchie, but Spider-Man made it so that I'm good for the year of movies. I'm just done.
Johan said Free Guy has Ninja, so
that's true.
That's an easy win.
That's an easy win for Wrath of Man, but since I didn't watch it, I'm gonna have to go with Free Guy. I mean, it's a funny movie. A lot of it doesn't make fucking sense in terms of like the game development and programming side of it.
But
I'm pretty sure that it makes a lot of sense. Why make something new when you could just make another one? GTA 5.
They can't hear you over all that money, Kelsey. You have to do a little louder.
I don't know.
Final Fantasy 16.
There's a 16.
I don't know if GTA 5 counts because they actually kept upgrading their game instead of dropping it for another one. I don't know if that counts. But I always say Call of Duty is the prime example of that sentence.
That's true.
It's a funny movie. Again, a lot of it doesn't make sense. You just suspend it because Ryan Reynolds funny. Good time. Don't read into it too much. I'm going with that because I betrayed Jason Statham.
Gotcha. All right, Randall.
I'm going with Captain Roundhouse.
Captain Roundhouse?
Which he didn't throw one in the movie.
Yeah. It was so unfortunate.
You know
what I mean. Okay. Any reason why, Randall, or in particularly? Or...
I just thought it was a better... I thought it was a better movie. I mean, like Brian said, Free Guy was funny. I don't know what it is. Sometimes when they make movies that are centered around video games, like the story isn't the story of the game, but it's just like a movie about video games. They don't seem to be that great. Except for Grandma's Boy, that was good. But I like Wrath of a Man because obviously it's Jason Statham and the story was good.
Okay.
It's not a unique story, but because of the way in which it was shot and the stuff that happens was very interesting. And I always like to see a guy who's in power. He doesn't abuse his power, but like when he does, he dishes it out. It's just pretty cool to see.
You know what I mean.
All right.
You know what I mean.
That sounds good. All right. So, for me, it's gonna be Wrath of Man. That's because one, bias. I love me Jason Statham, and I love Guy Ritchie films. I especially the past like 6 projects Guy Ritchie's made, I've loved.
Yo, man.
No, I mean, Free Guy, but that's not to belittle Free Guy. Free Guy is hilarious. You have to throw any like, how games work, how they're developed out the window. This movie is meant to make fun of video games. It is a parody on it. Like it takes some things that are like NPCs, game worlds, things like that, monetization of games, all that stuff that from the real world, it's in here, but they use it as a punchline. So if you're in here trying to think, Free Guy is going to be an accurate gaming thing, no, it's here to be funny, and it hits. Ryan Reynolds in the forefront, Taika Waititi as the villain, the dude from Stranger Things, I forget his name, holy crap. The guy
I don't remember his actor name. Isn't he Steve?
He's Steve from Stranger Things. I forgot the actor name. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
I got it.
because I know he's watching. He's
in the channel crying right now. I just want you to know that.
I know. I'm so sorry, man.
Joe Keery.
And then the female lead, I forgot as well. I'm so bad with names.
Joe Keery.
It's not that.
Kojiri.
All right. Great performances, really solid, funny comedy. And it's not like it's not a sequel like a lot of the blockbusters have been for the summer.
Did it squeakle though, like Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Yeah. And then, the action was cool in Wrath of Man. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of martial arts in it, so we don't get to see, kick someone in the throat. It's a lot of gunplay and a lot of tension building, like the build up to like a crazy gunfight or something. It's done pretty well. You can feel the anger and all the anger building up and him trying to like explode it on whoever was the person responsible. But yeah, I'm voting for Wrath of Man on this. Kelsey, what you thinking?
Man, this one's kind of tough for me because Wrath of Man was definitely a really cool movie, and it was definitely an interesting take having Jason Statham play the main, because he plays in a lot of combat movies, a lot of gun movies, but he always is kicking somebody's ass.
Yeah,
and he doesn't really do that in this movie. He just, it's more like, I don't even know how to explain it.
It's like recon, it's like him hunting. Yeah. It's him hunting, I guess.
Yeah,
he replaces the roundhouse with headshots.
Right.
That's true. He did some execution stuff.
Free Guy, I thought was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Seeing, was it Taika Waititi? Yeah. Seeing him play the CEO or whatever that was running the company, and just the things that he said just made me absolutely die laughing, because it's like,
it's true, because
this is what I feel like those people do. Like, this is how they treat all of this, and I just think that's absolutely hilarious. I think I'm gonna have to give this one to Free Guy because it was super funny. Wrath of Man was definitely really cool. I really enjoyed it. I thought that they could have given a little bit more, maybe a little bit more backstory on some of the characters to like give more information. Because there was like whoever his boss was that I still don't have a clue as to what exactly his role in this was. And I don't know. I just had a really good time with Free Guy. Plus, it's Ryan Reynolds. I mean, I would marry him if I had the chance.
He's kind of a sweetheart.
I want to try his alcohol.
Aviation gin that he put in Hitman's wife's Bodyguard. It's so good. He like shamelessly just put it out in the movie, and like in your face too, which made it even funnier. Go for it, Brian.
He started.
Did he? I'm so sorry. What did you vote for?
Free Guy, because I didn't watch. Remember, I betrayed Jason Statham. You know what I mean?
Oh, so it's a coin toss. Got it.
That's why I went. Anthony's not even here anymore. Might as well just shut down the stream.
Alrighty, so heads is Wrath of Man, tails is Free Guy. Flip it. And it's tails. Free Guy moves on. Next, we got Wonder Woman 84 or 1984 versus the Tomorrow War. So, Randall, your thoughts?
The Tomorrow War.
Okay. You know what my next question is, right?
That other movie was trash, man.
Okay, but I still need to elaborate. That doesn't tell anyone anything. Why didn't you like it? Or why do you like the Tomorrow War a lot?
With the millions of views, everyone who's like loyal, they've seen us review Wonder Woman.
But it's also the new million they're going to listen for the first time on this episode.
Oh, okay.
That's checkmate, by the way.
Well, for you new listeners, this movie was trash. This is no disrespect to Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot, however you say it.
Yeah.
I think she's a very beautiful woman, very talented, very funny. I loved her in the first Wonder Woman. I loved her in Red Notice. But this movie was
not it.
It was terrible, bro.
So you're saying the white dress didn't save this movie for you?
He's not Brian, right? Like, he's not. He's got different standards.
Yeah, nah. I don't have anything positive to say other than the white dress, I guess.
It's her in the white dress.
Okay. So why did you like Tom? So did you like? But did you enjoy the Tomorrow War? I guess that's all.
I liked Tomorrow War.
Okay.
I'm still a little bit salty with Chris Pratt after he did what he did in Infinity War, but you know.
Oh yeah, that's gonna carry over even out of film.
Yes.
Like that's
like
just
if I saw him in person, I'm be like, what were you thinking, bro?
He's gonna be like, it was in the script. I couldn't change it.
You would have had the glove was off. It was off. And anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Tomorrow War was good because I love movies with aliens in them.
Ooh.
And I thought it was executed very well. What's his name? J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons,
name, right? J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons. I love that man to death. I think he's an excellent actor. I think he's always funny when he's on screen. So him in the movie was cool.
He can also be very scary if you have watched Whiplash.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't seen that movie. I need to watch it.
That's why you think he's funny every time you watch Whiplash.
Yeah, well, you watch Whiplash, you can be like, okay, he could sometimes be funny.
So, hold up. I have a very good perception of him. I don't want it to be tainted. So now I want you to answer this carefully now. If I watch this movie with him in it, am I going to look at him differently?
Yeah, you can think of him as, oh man, he has even more range than I thought. That's how you spin it, people. PR 101.
But is he like one of those characters you hate?
He's one of those characters you admire.
If you watch the movie, you would know how to feel about him.
Yeah, that's pretty much on point right there. Brian knocked it out of the
I
park.
love this actor.
So
Should I watch this
Tomorrow
movie
War?
with this guy in it?
I thought it was great. I'm picking that.
Gotcha. All right, so I'm up next here. Wonder Woman 84, following up the first Wonder Woman. I had high hopes for it because the only thing that I didn't like about the first Wonder Woman was like the third act. The whole fight at the end was just not it. It was kind of quick and it was too, I don't know. It just didn't feel right. And the ending of like him, the main dude dying in the aircraft, I'm like, I have a feeling he could have been saved, right? Like that's. Anyway, I just felt it was weird. So seeing there was another one, I'm like, okay, they might fix that issue, and then everything's gonna be cool. Nope. The third act was even worse than the first movie's third act. The villain I didn't care for at all in this. Villains, I guess, because there are multiple here. Their very weird way of bringing back the character was not cool at all. Like, I was like, you really forced this writing to bring this person back, right? For whatever reason. So, I don't know. It just did not hit it got worse, right? I was hoping it started off great in the first movie, and I'm like, nah. So I'm gonna be voting for the Tomorrow War because time travel. I'm a huge fan of time travel stuff, especially when they do something different. Not different, but like a different variation. So the Tomorrow War is basically like, they send people into the future to fight a war that's happened because of alien invasions, but they do it so like time is still moving forward. So like even if they're traveling back, they're only able to travel back a certain amount of time. So while their time is moving forward in the future, when they come back, time has still passed. They can't just come back to the same time again. And I thought that was an interesting way of setting up like a game rule, right? And then the movie unfolded the way it did. Like Randall says, J.K. Simmons was awesome in it. Chris Pratt was pretty cool. Action sequences were pretty dope. I know it was just a decent action movie. So, for me, the Tomorrow War. Kelsey, what you got?
I think the only bad thing I have to say about the Tomorrow War is that there wasn't enough J.K. Simmons in it.
I'm with you on that.
Like, I feel like he's this like really cool, mysterious character, and then he gets like 4 seconds of screen time at the very end. And
Yeah. He has like one action sequence near the end with the guy, and that's it. And it's like,
but
ugh.
I'm gonna have to agree. I really didn't care for Wonder Woman 84. I'm gonna have to give this one to the Tomorrow War.
This is literally filler versus filler for me. Wonder Woman to an extent I liked, and then it just Pedro Pascal's villain was whatever. I love what's her name, Kristen Wiig, I believe her name is.
Yes.
She's funny. She's a great actress. She was good on SNL. This was not the role you should have picked. Not because you did a poor job, but because the writing was ass. Gal Gadot in the white dress. Not the white dress itself, let me clarify. It's not the white dress itself, it's her in the white dress. Alright? Is a plus, and maybe the first third of the movie was enjoyable. After that, whatever happened. Tomorrow War, at best, is tolerable. For like maybe the first, until he warps the first time. Then after that, I'm like, oh, is that Miranda? That's probably insert plot twist. I was right, because this movie was not something new.
Yeah.
And then from there, it just went downhill. Then halfway through the movie, it becomes an Ocean's movie for some reason. And then instead of literally getting rid of the antagonist, they do some drawn-out, convoluted 2v1 fight where no one's really at risk, and then explosion. I'm going to give it to Wonder Woman because at least a third of the movie I enjoyed, not just tolerated.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. That is 3-1 Wonder Woman? I'm sorry, 3-1 Tomorrow War? Right?
I don't know. Kelsey picked Tomorrow War. I don't remember what Randall, but I think he picked Tomorrow War, and I don't know what you picked.
All right, Tomorrow War moves on. Next up, we got Venom. Let There Be Carnage versus Promising Young Woman. And I think I start. Venom: Let There Be Carnage is the sequel to Tom Hardy's Venom. Cletus, what's his name? What's the antagonist name? Cletus Cassidy is introduced. Carnage is introduced as well in this. Becomes the main antagonist. There's a conflict between between Venom and, oh my god, who does he play? Eddie Brock. And those are the two big things that's happening in here until they square it off at the end. The one plus side of this movie was I can see what's happening. And if you've watched the first Venom movie, you're like, oh, that's a good upside. But I can't believe I'm saying this. The first Venom movie was besides the fighting, was more enjoyable than this movie. Because I couldn't see what the fuck was happening in the first Venom. Here I can clear as day see what was happening, but nothing was happening, right? Where stuff was happening in the first one, but I couldn't see shit. So in the third Venom movie, I need you guys to marry the first Venom's shit that's happening, and then the second Venom's fight scene, visibility. Thank you. The Promising Young Woman is the story of of a woman who, I guess from the beginning, I don't want to spoil the twist and stuff, but she pretends to be a vulnerable girl at a club, nightclub, whatever, pick up at bars to hunt down predators or people who are going to take advantage of women who are, like, you know, they're out and about. And it's basically her testing them in some way. And if they do become those scumbags, she does what she needs to do. Up until she meets a person and starts helping. Not helping. She meets a person and then starts swapping her kind of view on all like men and things like that. That, hey, there actually could be some good ones. And then that's all I'm going to tell you, because this starts unraveling some secret, some history and stuff that ends with a pretty climactic ending. That I'm like, okay, I didn't really see that coming, but it turns out the ending was actually different enough where I'm like, okay, I can side with this one. Like, it's the journey was entertaining. Side note, Bo Burnham's in this, playing the love interest. Great chemistry between both of them. Has dark humor, scattered throughout, and I just had a good time with it. I had a little bit of everything. So I'm going with A Promising Young Woman.
I have to agree with what you with your take on Venom, on the second Venom. Like, I really hated the bullshit in the very beginning with the whole, like, honeymoon phase is over and they're fighting and whatever. Like, I don't understand why they didn't keep on we're friends, we're gonna fight things together and whatever and go from there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to give this one up to Promising Young Woman as well, just because I really hated a lot of things in. I enjoyed the movie for what it was, but I really hated a lot of the things that they did in that. They could have done so much more had they not bothered with a lot of the bickering and shit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, it could have been spent on Carnage and Siren. Or Siren? What's her name?
Shriek.
Shriek, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that could have been time for them to have some sort of arc. I don't know. All right.
Promising Young Woman was the third and final movie I didn't get to watch. The Spider-Man was like, you're done for the year. That being said, it's a way better movie than Carnage.
What?
The first one, I was like, it's okay. First Venom movie. I didn't hate it, but I can see why people didn't like it. The last fight was basically two dittos fucking. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
But it was tolerable. This movie, I wish you can like find a way to frame skip and go out of bounds and speed run a movie. That's what I wanted to do almost the entire time watching this. I don't have much nice things to say, and I'm not gonna drag it on, just roasting the shit out of this. So I'm just gonna say Promising Young Woman.
Okay. I hope you enjoy Promising Young Woman, because that'd be wild if you watch it and you're like, it's even worse than Venom.
I highly doubt that, Anthony. If the only thing that would be a debatable one is Carnage versus Cosmic Sin in this bracket, and then I could debate.
Oh, okay. That's wild, because I would pick Venom over Cosmic Sin.
Honestly?
Like, easily. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's wild. All right, Randall, what you got?
Promising Young Woman.
Okay. Any reason why? Besides Venom being...
Same reason.
Yeah.
That movie is trash. Hot trash.
What is cold trash to you? Ooh. Tony King with the questions. Late night interview.
Cold trash. Cold trash would be...
Velocipaster.
I haven't seen that, so I can't say. But that movie that Bryant likes, that he's always quoting, Wherever You Are.
Oh, no matter where you go. No matter where you go. And there you are. Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo Banzai. It's cold. That one's cold trash? Okay.
That's cool.
Buckaroo Banzai was amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hot
No matter
take.
where you go.
That's a cold
There
take.
you are. And the guns.
Okay. So 4-0, Promising Young Woman. We're moving on.
40 them.
Alrighty. Next up, we have Cruella versus The Little Things. I think, Kelsey, you're up, right?
Is it mine?
I think so.
I'm gonna have to give this one to Cruella. I really enjoyed that movie. I think um,
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone
Yes.
did a fantastic job of playing her. It was a great setup movie, for possibly having a second one. Um, it was dark, it was gritty, it was,
It still had
super interesting.
it still has its own humor too, which was good.
Yes. Um, just gonna have to give it up to Cruella.
That's fair. Brian, what's your thoughts?
Emma Stone was gonna be the last person I probably would have said should play Cruella, and I watched this movie and I sincerely apologize for her to her if she's watching when she's watching.
Yeah,
'Cause
when she
she's
watches
busy.
this. Yeah.
So she always puts watch later on YouTube and she comes back to it.
Yeah.
But she did such an amazing job of making this character feel kind of Jokerish, and I mean she's not just shooting people for no reason, but
Yeah.
the I don't know how to say it, like a Batman villain-esque is kind of how I felt from her.
With
her
her
performance.
with her grandiose way of presenting herself.
Yeah, the way she presented herself, her monologues.
Yeah.
The best scenes involved a fountain. Each time she went there,
Yeah.
heat. Let me say hi to Emma Stone, bro. What the fuck?
John in the chat said, "Hi, this is Emma Stone, bro. What the fuck?" I just playing.
The only bad thing about this movie is we can tell when the budget ran out near the end of the movie and a certain scene happens,
Yeah.
and they did not have enough CG budget for that part.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Minus that, I absolutely love this movie way more than I thought I would, and I'm just gonna go with Cruella.
Cool. Randall.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that.
Okay. All right. So no one even talked about the little thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you guys.
I don't even remember that movie, to be honest with you.
What was there to talk about?
I actually enjoyed Little Things. I mean, I'm still gonna be voting for Cruella, but I want to give it its due here. It's a
Wow.
What happened? Yeah, I want to give it its flowers. It's Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto, and it's basically like a murder mystery, like a crime, like a murder mystery. Is that the time? Crime, like a true crime story, where Rami Malek's character is in the middle of an investigation, and Denzel Washington's character gets pulled in after, like, he used to be a detective and then he kind of quit and decided he just became a regular cop, which you find out for reasons why throughout the show or throughout the movie. And Jared Leto is the lead suspect, and they're just trying to find some way. Rami Malek's character is trying to find ways to connect him to the missing persons, the crime. I forgot what the crime was, and that's kind of
Jaywalking.
That would be wild, right? You can get arrested for jaywalking, right?
Depends on the state.
Gotcha. It's if you're into true crime or like murder mystery stuff, not murder mystery, but like I guess true crime. The Little Things is definitely worth watching. Daniela loves true crime stuff, so we saw the trailer for this. And we're like, oh, we'll watch it, and it's actually the ending is quite the twist. So like, not a twist. It's like something you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Then it shows that like the darker side of true crime in a way. But you guys already spoke volumes on how great Cruella was. That's also my vote. It was such a great time. I actually haven't watched it. I only watched it the one time. I'm thinking of just rewatching it sometime this week or during the break, just for the hell of it. Cause I did only watch it once earlier this year. Cause I think this one came out like in February or something, right? Like in March or something.
Come on,
It was pretty early this year.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to just rewatch it for the heck of it. Yeah, my vote's Cruella, and that's a 4-0.
It's a 40.
Yeah.
It came out. Apparently, it was May 28th. So it wasn't
It's not that bad.
as early as I thought it was.
Same. I thought it was like February, March. That's wild.
Yeah.
Next up is Soul. Came out December of last year, which remember our cutoff is November, so this technically counts as, this year. Versus The Many Saints of Newark, a Soprano story. It's a prequel. It's not my turn. I'm sorry. Brian, I think so.
You can set it up if you want, because this wasn't on my list only because I didn't watch the show, so I just took it off. I had no intentions of watching this movie.
Okay, so I guess I just said Many Saints of Newark. The Many Saints of Newark is a prequel to the show. Tony Soprano is actually like a young teenage kid. It's actually more about his uncle for the most part, like a prequel to the story about his uncle. And that's the cool part, and then the part where it's like if you don't watch The Sopranos, this kind of ends in a very to be continued kind of way, but because it knows that there's a TV show. That makes sense? So, like, the journey...
Sort of breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah. It doesn't, like, outright go, next time on, but, like, it just ends and you're like, well, what happened to all this? And if you didn't know it was part of The Sopranos, you'd be like, that's a weird ending. But then you can start watching the show, and it, I mean, obviously it picks up years after Tony just been, you know, grown and moved up in the family. But for the journey itself, watching what this the uncle had to go through, you know, what he went through throughout Tony's upbringing and stuff, really cool to watch. Really entertaining mafia movie. If you're into mafia movies, I definitely recommend it. But Brian, you're up.
So what he said, right?
Yeah.
Soul. There's no really way to sugarcoat or hide this. This was my movie every movie here. This is the movie that I would fight someone for.
Oh, this is your Dune.
This is my Dune.
That's wild. Okay.
But it's miles ahead of Dune for me.
Oh, okay.
Like the list that I had. If we weren't gonna do this, I would have spent like 3 hours only talking about Soul.
Okay.
This movie's about a musician who is a teacher, and his dream is to essentially play for, like, actually, like, live off of his music. Is his goal, like,
make a living
music.
off of music.
He gets a shot to do so, and then his Bryant luck started showing. He fell in a pothole and died. He's in the afterlife, and he's like, I can't be dead now. I just got my shot. Cheats the afterlife, and then what happens next
is the journey.
I mean, there's more characters involved, and there's an arc there, but just watch the movie. The music themes that they hit in this movie, or like the musician's side of things, resonated. The thing about what your calling truly is in life resonated. That dark area, or like the way when you're in what it means to be in the groove or in the moment, the explanation of that, and what can happen if you're obsessed with that groove. It resonated, and everything in this movie is so impactful. Watch, and it's gorgeous, and the soundtrack's great. Everything about it just hit on all points for me, and I can't say any more nice things about this. If this was on Steam, I would buy copies of Soul for people.
Well, Brian, if you go on Google Play Movies, you can start just sharing copies. You know, buy a bunch and then send it to people's Gmails. So just throwing that out there, you know.
Interesting.
Anywho, so Soul for you, hands down.
Yeah.
Randall, you're up.
Same. Hands down, Soul.
Okay.
Not even a question.
Did you? Okay. Did you? Brian didn't watch it. Did you watch Many Saints at all, or?
I can't remember if I did.
Okay, that's fair. That's fine.
I feel like I did though, but I don't remember. I guess it wasn't that great to me if I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the crux of that film. Like it's kind of relying on the show. So if you didn't watch the show, it's anyway. But for me, I loved The Many Saints of Newark. I have a soft spot for mafia movies, so that's kind of my jam. I love it. But Soul, as Brian mentioned before, did so many things right. So many adult themes were layered in this family/kid movie. That's kind of what they're known for doing the, you know, laying on the face some cute thing layered with a bunch of adult themes and contents and philosophical questions and themes. So Soul knocked it out of the park. Mine is definitely Soul.
I must have missed this movie because I did not see The Many Saints of Newark.
Okay.
I also didn't watch The Sopranos, so
you gotta stop just fucking teasing me like this. I keep thinking you're saying you've never seen Soul.
No, like I said in chat, I was like, I don't really know that I can accurately describe how good Soul is. Like, it just, because it has, like you said, so many adult themes in like kind of a childlike way, you know, that kind of everybody can understand it. But I don't think everybody's really going to get the impact of some of those things until they get older. You know, like, because he's, you know, he has this dream of being a jazz musician, and then like that, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he finally has something going for him, and then that's it. It's over. He's done.
Yeah.
You know, like so many things to talk about and show you that it just things can go right, and then things can go very wrong, and then there's you know, because like in life we don't get second chances. You know, it's not like this movie where if something happens we can cheat the system and come back and whatever. Like that's it. You know, but he never stopped like really hunting for his dream, and that's another, you know, theme of the movie. And then he, you know, finally gets it, and then
It's
it
snatched
just
away.
yeah, you know, I got to give it up to this movie. This movie was absolutely incredible.
All right, 4-0 Many Sense of New York. I'm just kidding. 4-0 Soul. Soul moves on up. All right. Next, we have Justice League versus Godzilla. Justice League going up against Godzilla versus Kong. I'm not going to double versus it again. Randall. Oh, wow. I thought he was going to come out just saying his
Eyes
pick.
low, just swinging.
Yeah. He's thinking about this. I guess you're right, Brian, because you did mention like this Godzilla vs. Kong set out what it wanted to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy versus this guy, and there was hype. Like there was some, I'm like, oh, these people are going to town. So I can see.
Hey man, I don't know. I don't know,
Somebody
bro.
clip it.
'Cause, like I'm literally going through the movie in my head, like both movies, and I'm thinking like, man, that was cool to see Kong and Godzilla fight, but mainly when Kong went into the underworld where he was originally from. But then I'm thinking about Steppenwolf looked really cool, and the fight between all of them was so much better.
Johan, to help you out, Randall, Johan said Godzilla versus Kong has King Kong in it. So I don't know if that's going to sway you one way or the other.
But see, here's the thing, though. It bothered me that Kong lost.
That's a spoiler,
So-
dog. Come on.
When did this movie come out?
This year. That's what I'm trying to say. That we're doing stuff for this year. People
Oh, yeah,
haven't had a
that's right.
chance
My
to
bad.
Leave it to Randall. This is a spoiled thing.
Dang. But just
I
move
mean, this
on.
movie is so old. I would assume people have already saw it.
Let's just move
Less
on
than
from it.
365 days old.
It's what?
It's less than 365 days old.
But I mean, like it's not in the movie theater anymore. You can buy it.
But Randall, people don't have
So-
the luxury of just going, of seeing it that often, right? Like we're privileged here. We can go to movies or watch it online, and
Move your mic, Anthony.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's wrong with it?
No, you sounded further. I don't know if it's because Randall's yelling at me now or if it's your free further.
I don't know. But anyway, go ahead, Randall. You got to make a decision.
I'm gonna pick. I don't know, man. All right, Bumpy. We're gonna go with. I don't know what to pick, man.
So
Let's go
real,
with
real quick
Godzilla.
while you're thinking, Staten says, "I'm sorry, but I'm with Randall. It's been long enough. If you haven't seen it yet,
Oh.
tough shit."
Well, no, I like to give it a good, like, especially a movie, a year, because you don't know. There's so many movies that come out in a year that you might not catch it, right? I don't know.
Really?
I feel like movies are
They're different.
a little different than like video games, because not everybody gets around to playing video games. Like video games usually last longer than a couple of hours, where a movie is like you could do something on a weekend when you have a free couple of hours.
Gotcha. Okay.
My thought process is that if it's out, like for you to buy, like if you can stream it or you can buy, like to own a copy of it, then at that point, like you should have seen it or you've seen it because now you can buy, you can own it.
That doesn't work for Godzilla because Godzilla came out on streaming services.
So then that means you definitely should have seen it by now.
Okay.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
All right.
But just to move things along, I'm gonna go with Godzilla.
Okay. That's not who I thought you were gonna pick. That's wild.
I mean, it was Justice League was good, but I still feel like there were some things in the movie that I would have done differently. Godzilla overall was good. I just didn't like, the ending, how things played out. But overall, the movie, beat for beat, for me was entertaining.
All right.
So, yeah.
On my end here, I'm going to be going Justice League.
Yeah. What?
Godzilla versus Kong was just that. It was wanting to be Pacific Rim, and Pacific Rim I hold in high regard.
Wait, hold up. How did you make that connection?
Because it's just two big things hitting each other. Pacific Rim does that with mechs, and mechs are better than Godzilla and Kong.
True.
And that's just
Really?
my train of thought. That's just my opinion. I'd rather see two mechs fight each other like Gundams.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
I was just getting ready to say that. I was going to say, I would agree with you 100% if it was like a Gundam or maybe an Ava.
I told my wife she needs to get into a fight with another pregnant lady so that there can be a Gundam fight.
Pretty good.
Did you show her like the anime of what you're talking about so she could get it?
I was like, I wanted to see a mech fight, and I was like, I need you to fight another pregnant lady, and she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, a mech is generally a giant robot where people sit inside and then fight other giant robots. Well, in this case, it'd be like the child is the thing that's inside, and then you would be the meat robot. You have to go fight somebody else.
That's fucking great.
She just looked at me and was like, you're a fucking idiot.
Johan in the chat says, I don't think we can stream that. I don't know, maybe. That's wild. But yeah, for me, it's Justice League. Because I saw the beta, like Kelsey calls it. Seeing this rework, and even if it's 4 hours, I just like the pacing. I love the chapter breakouts. It was good to see these guys back in suits because this is the last time we have seen them all together since everyone's had their own solo stuff. So I like to see the ensemble together. Ensemble? I think that's the right word. But yeah, for me it's Justice League. Kelsey, what you got?
I'm gonna have to give this one to Justice League. Godzilla vs Kong was great. Justice League, I felt like, overall it was just a much better pull together. Again, didn't see the beta, so there's that going for me.
Yeah. That's fine. Brian came back just in time.
Again, Justice League, it's alright.
Yeah.
Godzilla was alright, but it did the one thing that it tried to do, and it did it to its best of its capabilities. Justice League to me was just a storyboard to me for what a Justice League movie could have been, and then I wish they would just improved on it. Godzilla vs Kong. Since spoilers are already out, I went in knowing, because I watched it with Anthony Randall. They're like, Kong's gonna win, whatever. But I knew that Godzilla gets busy. I told everyone Godzilla gets busy, and when he did, it was a sight to see. So I'm gonna go with Godzilla vs Kong.
I don't know if you already found this, Brian, but I wish someone like post-process or post-edits like Nikes on Godzilla while he fights.
I wish.
Dunking on
dunking
Kong.
on Kong, right? Like that would be really good. Anyway, okay, so you said you picked Kong, Brian.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
All right, so it's our next coin flip. I think you and Randall did Kong, me and Kelsey did Justice League. Heads. Sorry, what's the order here? Yeah, heads is Justice League, tails is Godzilla. Flipping, we got heads.
What one?
Everybody loves Head.
Justice League. He's not wrong. Justice League moves on. Next, we got A Quiet Place Part Dos versus Free Guy. Is it my go? Yes, it is. So, this is difficult because we have a really good comedy versus a very good drama. It's kind of difficult to compare both of them, and it's just bias. I prefer drama films over comedy. I used to be comedy because I started off watching movies, watching Rush Hour, and all the Jackie Chan movies and things like that. But as I grow older, drama movies is where I kind of gravitate towards. If there's someone dying, someone crying, someone losing a loved one, I'm there, right? Make me feel things. Comedies, if they come and go, I'm cool with watching it. But dramas were usually where I lean towards. Suspense, thrillers, things like that. Quiet Place Part 2 is going to be my vote. And that's all I had to say on it. Kelsey, what you got?
I'm gonna have to give this one to Free Guy. I really like, don't get me wrong, I like the suspenseful thrillers, but I really like to laugh more.
Mm-hmm.
So this one's kind of a no contest for me. I'm gonna have to go with no guy, Free Guy.
Yeah, let's go with no guy. All right, Brian, what you got?
This is a landslide victory for me. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is funny, but can you make me try not to make any sound while walking around for the next 3 hours? This movie can't do that. I'm going with Quiet Place 2.
Okay. Randall, your thoughts?
I can't believe this dude.
You better believe it. The hell?
Quiet Place.
Okay. 3-1, Quiet Place. Quiet Place moves on. Next up, we have The Tomorrow War versus Promising Young Woman. Now, Kelsey, you're up.
Is it me?
Yes, sir. Set the tone here. Oof. He hit us with a... It's just that the Discord just muted him for me.
This is the whatever fight.
Oh, for you it's whatever? I'm actually pulling for one of these.
Remember, I only saw one of them.
Oh, you're right.
I think I'm gonna have to give this one to The Tomorrow War. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cool concept. I definitely think they could have done some things different, some things better. I wish J.K. Simmons had more of a role in it, but it is what it is. But I definitely had a good time with it, so I'm gonna have to give this one to Tomorrow War.
Gotcha. Brian, what you got?
I've only seen Tomorrow War, but I can probably bet that Promising Young Woman's a better movie. So I'm going to go with Promising Young Woman.
Brian, I hope you watch it this week to clarify. Because I'm watch Brian watch Promising Young Woman and be bored to death.
There's a chance, but at least I'm bored and not frustrated that I'm sitting here watching this movie.
Okay.
You know what? At some point this week, I'll watch it and I'll put it in this chat. Yay or nay. I'll just write yay or nay.
Okay. Randall, what you got?
I got Tomorrow War.
Oh, shit. I am going to be voting for a Promising Young Woman. So we're going to have to flip a coin. But if Brian says nay in our chat, he rigged this. Because Tomorrow War would have won this.
Anthony, you rigged the whole bracket. This
No.
wouldn't have been a fight if you didn't rig it.
I don't
Or
rig
the
anything.
back end.
Oh, here we go with the back end. Randall, you really like... Okay, I can't say that. Heads is Tomorrow War. Tails is Promising Young Woman. Flipping. Tails wins. Promising Young Woman moves on.
Golly gee.
Oof. This is going to hurt. Next, we got Cruella versus Soul.
Me first, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Here you go,
I
man.
love Cruella. I think everyone should watch it. It's not the movie you think you're going to get. Thinking of a prequel to a Dalmatians movie.
Yeah.
It's surprising and it's refreshing how enjoyable that whole experience of watching this movie is. The cast does a great job. The casting is surprising with the main character, but it's a good surprise. That being said, Soul is, I think, pretty easily one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. So I'm going to go with Soul.
Okay. Randall, what are you thinking here, man?
So, landslide.
Oh, it's Landslide? Like, doesn't even hold a candle?
I'm always going to be partial to Pixar.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's good that you let it... I mean, you made it public. It's a little bias there, which is fine.
You're PFP, you're partial for Pixar.
Oh, look at that. On my end, I'm pretty much dittoing Brian here. I loved Cruella. Please go watch Cruella. I'm trying to give its roses here. But Soul is quite the film. And easily digestible by adults, kids, teenagers, older people. Like,
Dogs.
dogs can watch it and start, feeling for it. My vote's Soul. Kelsey.
This
round
one, I mean, Cruella was like you guys said, Cruella was fantastic. I mean, Emma Stone did an amazing job in this. The writing, the acting, everything about it was just phenomenal. But I'm gonna have to give this one up to Soul just because the the theme and everything about it was incredible, and it was just done extremely well.
We're naming actors and stuff, and shout out to Jamie Foxx, who did the voice of the main character in Soul. We have
Tina Fey.
and Tina Fey, who's in it, who did the supporting character. We didn't mention them earlier, but they also did a phenomenal job. But Soul takes it, I guess. Moving on up. I think I know what this fucking grand finale is going to be, huh? Or, not grand finale, grand finals.
This bracket is very clear as how it's going to end.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Next up is Justice League versus Quiet Place Part 2.
Whose turn is it?
I think it's Randall's.
Yeah.
Quiet Place.
Ooh. No specific reason, just that's the one.
Just a better movie.
Okay. On my end, I'm gonna have to follow that up too. Justice League had I saw the beta. This was quite the improvement. But Quiet Place Part 2 is more of the same, and by that I mean more greatness. So you can't really top that in my eyes. But anyway, I guess you can do greater, right? More greater. Anyway, you know what I mean. My vote's on Quiet Place Part 2. Kelsey, your thoughts?
I'm going with Justice League on this one.
Yeah.
Like the the action hero movies. So
Okay.
Wait,
Brian.
you're serious?
Yeah, he's serious.
I'm trying to stick to that trash taste for movies according to the state. And
Man, don't let anybody bring it down. It's your opinions. You can have them.
Mm-hmm. This is literally if I were to fight someone that didn't have a controller plugged in. I think that's how free it is for the Quiet Place to win this match.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think Justice League again is a concept art. It's a storyboard for what a better Justice League movie could have incorporated.
Okay.
But A Quiet Place is a experience in cinema,
Okay.
a cinematic experience.
I think that's what you wanted to go for. I'm not going to correct them. I'm not going to do that. All right. That's 3-1. Quiet Place Part 2 moves on. All right. Next up, we have Promising Young Woman versus Soul. Do we bother going around the table here?
pretty sure it's going to be a landslide for Soul.
I think so. That's why I'm asking, because we have said nothing but absolute praise for Soul up until now.
I don't have to. I already made my
Yeah,
allegiance
Brian's
to
picking
no.
Soul already. I know, because he said it's his top 10 of all time. So thoughts of just move. So whose turn would this have been?
Years.
Yeah, I think it's yours.
Mine. Okay, so we're all picking Soul. Kelsey, you take the next one.
I'm also going to have to give Soul this one.
Okay, Quiet Place Part 2 versus Soul. Go for it.
I'm going to have to give Soul to this one. It's just a fantastic movie.
Okay. Brian, you're up.
I love A Quiet Place too. Watch both movies if you can. Watch it in the best sounding room or with the best equipment. If you know a guy who has a great stereo home surround sound, go there and watch both. Shut the lights off and don't speak for the entire time. That being said, I Soul's left an impact on me that it's very rare a movie hits this hard as the Soul has. So I'm gonna go with Soul.
Okay. Randall, this is going to be a tough one for you.
PFP, baby.
Oh, okay. I forgot. It is Pixar. Why did I say it was going to be a tough one? So here we go again. Go watch A Quiet Place 1 and 2. But my vote will be going to Soul. What it did in one movie is fantastic. Now, our grand finals. Dune versus Soul.
I think Brian gets to start us off with this one,
He
too.
sure does.
Dune is a refreshing, I guess, movie adaptation for people who haven't read the books.
Yeah.
That fills the lack of like AAA fucking space movie. With Star Wars being a letdown, Star Trek basically being not existent with the movies anymore. Like that's the cool ones and that's it. Dune just it picked up the ball and just ran in a direction that didn't score against their own team. Uh, Everything about this movie is great, visually, narrative, sound effect wise. The acting from each character, or each actor did a good job playing their character. Shout out to Oscar Isaac, is one of the best dads in movies
Oh, those are hard
with,
facts.
with his role. But that being said, so it doesn't it doesn't impact as hard as Soul, which can relate to any audience. So I'm going with Soul.
Okay. Randall? Randall? Earth to Randall on Arrakis. Randall?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stay on Arrakis.
Okay. You going with Dune. That is wild. I'm really sad where this is about to go. Because I'm voting Soul for this. So I'm voting Soul because as cool and interesting as Dune is, Soul gets everything done in the one movie, right? Where as much as I love Dune, it made me want more, and we don't have more, right? So for like 2021, what movie can I tell someone go watch this and you'll have the complete package? I think it's Soul. And that's again, but go watch both of these movies because one, Dune is a fantastic feat in sci-fi, but Soul is just another level. For what is it?
PFP.
PFP. Yeah, like. Go ahead, Kelsey.
So I think we have to split the difference on this one and go with Dune
Yep.
for the exact reason that you stated, which was it left me wanting more. Soul, like I said, I can't say enough good things about it, but Dune was super refreshing. It was a super awesome, intro to this universe, and I'm super excited and hope that they come out with more. And it really got me looking into the series and reading up on things, and so I'm gonna have to give it to Dune.
So, I didn't think this was going to happen, but our movie of the year will come down to a coin toss. Now,
Tails is Soul.
heads is Dune. Tails is Soul.
Kelsey, do not speak.
Yeah, do not say a fucking word. I am now going over to the other tab. I have not flipped the coins. I am hitting it in 3, 2, 1. Flipped. Heads wins. Dune is our movie of the year.
Spice Game, baby.
And that
If
is
you
it.
wanted to know, I said 3 heads
Oh.
in my head.
Well, you did it. John said his
Is that what it
ring.
was? Was 3 heads?
Let me go back. 3 heads, yeah. And that is it. Our 2021 bracket fight winner is Dune. I gotta save this. Oh, hold on.
Dune.
Download. I gotta share this on social media sometime next week. All right. And with that ends our bracket fight. And with that ends our main content. Our releases this year were awesome for movies, for games, for music. We've actually got a pretty decent year. It started off kind of slow this year, but it kind of picked up in summer and near the fall for all 3 of our brackets here. Soulless victory to Dune. I just read it in your chat. That's a good line. You're muted, I think.
I'm not muted.
Oh, because I saw you laugh, but nothing came through.
Yeah, it's kind of weird about what things it decides to pick up on and what it does. Sometimes I'll sneeze and I'll can't get to the mute button quick enough, and they're like, it didn't come through. And then other times I'll sneeze, and my brother's like, "Bro, I'm gonna stab you."
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Good all in all year. I'm excited for next year. We have a lot of movies that we're waiting for next year. A lot of games that have been announced for next year, and music usually comes by.
A lot of
Pretty
characters
often.
for games that just this year started getting DLC 9 years later.
Yeah, Skullgirls
And
has
it's
some
probably gonna be on
DLC.
sale on the Steam sale coming up soon, and the DLC. Some game called Skullgirls. It's getting a character named Black Dahlia.
True. Uh, and that's about it for the bracket fight. Is there any news or something you guys want to talk about before we get to the releases, or we're gonna wrap this thing up?
I don't really have anything.
Okay. All right then, we're moving on in. Moving on in. Anyway, for our games this week, we have Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. That's about it I saw on there that I know. There's a lot of indie games and like early access stuff I saw, but I'm not going to speak on that because I don't know what the hell they are. For movies, we have The Kingsman. The Kingsman. I think it's like a prequel to the Kingsman series. We have The Matrix Resurrection, and we have Disney's Encanto coming out. Johan finished Endwalker, put me on for a review. I mean, I'm down for that. When you free January 3rd is our next episode, right? Right?
Yeah.
January 3rd is the Monday and the first of the year.
Yeah, so if you're free January 3rd, you can definitely be on, my guy. And you can review Endwalker for us.
He's gonna be like, shoot.
Script. It's pretty good. Play stream ending screen. Okay. It's going to be a short podcast episode. So yeah, as I was saying, Encanto comes out. And then for music, I saw the link I have didn't show anything coming out until January 7th. So if there's a surprise drop, there's a surprise drop. That's about it. Randall, what are you doing for the rest of the year?
Nothing.
Oof, wrong answer. You see, now this is where Anthony tests the boy, and he just abruptly fails, right? Do you know what your answer is, Randall? The correct answer?
No.
Oh, well, let me enlighten you.
Oh, shit, I
Preparing
just realized
for
what
your
you said.
next stream, Randall, because that's what's happening next year. Have you forgotten?
No.
Okay,
I'm
so
excited for this.
what you're doing for the rest of the year is making sure you have everything and ready.
Like a camera.
Like a bazooka.
He's got those. I've seen him. When he flexes, the world explodes.
No, it's not the kind that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking diamond.
Oh, okay. So you got anything else you're gonna be doing, Randall? You're gonna be working on anything, or he's gonna take it easy for the rest of the year?
Nah. I still got things to work on, but I mean, it's nothing other than what I usually mention.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair. Kelsey, what you got going on for the rest of the week? You're on vacation too. Like, poof.
Yeah, I'm on vacation, so I'm kind of just trying to finish up Persona 5.
Oh, he could probably review
The
it for us
game
when
is
he comes back.
huge. You know, I've got almost 50 hours into it, and I don't feel like I'm anywhere near the end.
But
Like,
so checkpoint status, is that a good thing for you, or are you getting is it overstaying its welcome?
I kind of feel like it's starting to overstay its welcome, just a
Okay.
little bit.
Got it.
I'm liking like getting some of the new people, and then I've started getting closer to the I've almost maxed out my stats. I'm at like 4 points for a good majority of them, and I think the only one I have left that's at 3 is kindness. Um, I've started picking up some of the new people that required like a level 4 stat,
Mm-hmm.
and they're opening up possibilities for things, which is really cool. But I feel like that part of this is just things just take forever, you know. And I really my only real complaint is that the taglines are played every single time.
Oh.
Okay, like you get a crit,
Ooh,
and
nice one,
Morgana's
Joker.
like, you know, fucking every single time.
Ooh,
And
nice one,
uh,
Joker.
it's like, I'll show you your true form when you ambush something, and you ambush everything to make sure that you get like all of your characters to attack before they attack. And it's literally every single time. And there's not even like, there's a rotation. You know,
That's what I was gonna
it's
ask. There's no like bank of voice like lines.
no.
Oh,
All of them happen every single time.
this reminds me
Um,
of Brian playing Blue Dragon. Every fucking time he got into a combat, this is the beginning. I hate that song now. Yeah, like
yeah. So Shannon was sitting on the couch watching me play, and I had to mute the TV because I was in Mementos or something, and there was an area that I just like I had to kill a ton of things, and just every single time, you know, you're hearing, "I'll show me your true form," and "Nice one, Joker," and I'm like I can't like they need to they. The line should be a 10% chance on top of a 10% chance. Like that's it. Because like you got to think I've been in this game, and granted, I'm not in fights the entire 40 hours or whatever it is that I'm in here, but like a good majority of the time, like maybe 18 hours or more, I'm in a fight, and I'm having to listen to that tagline every single fucking time. Like it just gets super old super quick, you know?
it's like a session based thing. Like if you're sitting down for like an hour and you hear it for 40 minutes of that fucking hour, you're gonna get tired of it.
Yes. So
I didn't mind the form one, but I hate every atom in Morgana's body. So when he speaks, I wish there was like a friendly fire persona that I can put on and literally just gun him down.
so
Okay, well you're finishing that
like
up. That's good.
I'm starting to get to the point where like it feels like I'm gonna get a couple of new characters. Like I just got Futaba. I just unlocked Futaba, and I think there's one other person that I get that's like part of the crew. Um, just based on like I looked up a guide for like all the different um
Confidant.
confidants, yeah.
Okay.
You know, just so that I could see that, and like all of them aren't, you know, persona users, but there's a couple that are left that I think are. I think there's one more left that I think is actually part of it, and then I'm still not really sure where um, Yoshizawa fits in this, the little redhead. Uh, you know, because like at the very beginning, it shows her like helping you out, but she makes it sound like you don't actually know who she is. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
The story's interesting. I feel like just a lot of it takes too long.
To get to
And
it. Hmm.
yes, you know, like you have you usually have like 2 to 4 weeks to finish or to do something to like destroy the palace or whatever before you lose or have to like reset a week or whatever. Um, and I feel like that's a decent amount of time, but sometimes I feel like it's too long because there's days that you literally just spend all day trying to do nothing.
Oof.
You know,
Okay.
you're literally just like talking to the people or going out somewhere or somebody will message you and then you have like 9 text messages. They're like, "Hey man, I want to hang out." It's like, fuck, I can only hang out with one of you. Like, somebody needs a knife fight to the death here, okay?
You set it between them and be like, whoever wins this.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we'll see.
You have anything
I'm-
like? You
I'm
have
interested in the story. I think the story is really cool. I just feel like there's a lot of time in between that I feel like I'm either doing nothing or that I'm spending inside of. Because, like, I don't even spend that much time in the palace. I literally go in, get to the treasure room, come out, send the calling card, go back and finish the boss fight, and then I have 2 to 4 weeks where I'm just like, okay, I'm either going to school or I'm doing, you know, whatever busy work there is, and that's it.
Hmm. So if you finish, let's say you do finish Persona 5, you have anything queued up?
Yeah, kid.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So yeah, you're gonna be your hands are full.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't. We're hoping she at least waits until till January 1st because that's when the big boy, you know, insurance kicks in. Um,
Oh, okay.
so you know, but we'll see. The kid's massive.
Just
I
tell
don't know
her
where
to
he gets that from.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still trying to figure out who it is that she slept with that you know caused this.
The huge
Uh,
kid.
yeah,
Yeah. Just tell her to hold it into the first. So if her water breaks, you'll be like, no, just hold on. It's not. And she'll probably drop
Basically.
kick it. Yeah.
let me just get some duct tape and throw it over there.
Oh shit.
Um,
Okay.
no, but we'll, you know, I think they said that at the latest she's going to deliver it. They're going to force delivery at 38 weeks.
Got
So
it. Okay.
January 20th ish.
Okay. Cool, man. Well, good luck with that. That's gonna be a great day for you.
Oh,
You
I'm sure it is. And then shit changes.
Yeah, because it might shit in your hand as you're holding it.
Exactly.
Anyway,
If he starts crying a lot and you're like, what music should I play to calm him down? The whole Skullgirl soundtrack's actually on Spotify, so you can just play that and just let it go out the whole way.
he's doing something else. All right, Brian.
I think he just blocked me.
Yeah, he did.
I'm sorry. I was reading. I got messaged. What did you? Were you talking to me?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. All right, Brian. What are you doing for the rest of the year?
I don't know, man. Probably just trying to pretend to sleep.
Pocket Dungeon.
Pocket Dungeon, maybe once it goes on sale, or Last Epoch if it goes on sale. One of those.
All those are facts.
I think a lot of what I'm gonna do is just stuff that doesn't have an end. So like repetitive things, like maybe play Halo, Pocket Dungeon, like a roguelike. I might just put
Apex.
things like shit like Shin Megami Tensei has a story, the Rune King, the RPG with League. I might put that off to the side until next year and just do things that take minimal effort.
Just shutdown
I think-
mode.
Yeah, I say that, but then I also might just pick up fighting games and try to learn them. So things with no narrative, essentially.
Yeah. No
Just
progress.
gameplay.
No
I just want to focus
in-
on gameplay, I
Uh-huh.
guess.
Gotcha.
That or catch up on music I'm listening to.
Adele's
But the
album.
goal is I gotta watch Hawkeye because it finishes on Wednesday. But for the most part, I'm just trying to do nothing but actually sleep for once.
I thought you were gonna say I'm just trying to do me.
I'm just doing me. You feel me? Just doing the knowledge.
Ooh. Alrighty.
Hey, Anthony,
What's up?
what's your year looking like?
Oh shit, my end of the year looking like oh okay. Games came out in December, so I still need to finish Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. That kind of slipped under the radar, unfortunately. The Gunk came out recently, and that's a what happened? Okay.
This is a funny name.
Yeah, well, the Gunk. Yeah. It's on Game Pass. It's the next game from the people who made SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld Dig 2, SteamWorld Heist, SteamWorld Quest. It's their new game, so I'm going to be checking that out. Playing more
Is it about a
Puck.
Steam World?
It doesn't look like it. It looks like he's like on a planet somewhere, and you're like cleaning up a bunch and fighting gunk. It's giving me like Super Mario Sunshine vibes from the trailer.
It's on Game Pass, right?
Yeah, it's on Game
called
Pass.
Gunk.
The
The
Gunk.
Gunk.
Yeah.
Not just
The
any
Gunk.
gunk.
Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna be playing some of that. Just playing games, watching some movies. I'm gonna watch Matrix on HBO Max. So, we're gonna have stuff to
did you-
review. What's up,
Did you see what's her name? The main chick in that.
Carrie Ann?
Yeah. Did you see the dress that she wore?
No.
Shannon sent me a little blurb, or maybe it was Adam, but she had like a custom made like a Matrix dress
Oh.
that had I'll see if I can find you the photo, but it's not like it's not digital or anything, but it's like they hand put all these little circular metal things on it
Uh-huh.
to give it that like sheen and everything,
Make it look
like
like
the
it's
code drop. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, send me. I want to see that.
Let me see if I can find it for you.
That's cool. Was it like at a premiere or something? Like did the premiere already come out?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was either at a premiere or like a red carpet event.
So that means the NDA must be down. Randall, you on Rotten Tomatoes yet?
I checked earlier, it wasn't up.
Let me see. Movies.
Yeah.
You're right.
So Carrie
It's
Ann
not.
Moss wore a custom pleated silk chiffon gown and cape for the premiere of the Matrix Resurrections.
Nice. So yeah, I guess the NDA is not out yet. So those people who watched it, F you. I'm just kidding. Cool. Okay. Did you put in? Yeah. I guess you sent me the link because I see a notification. I'll check it out. So yeah, I'm just gonna be. I think this is gonna be my last week streaming. So tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week, and then I'll take next week off, which is the week between Christmas and New Year's, and I'll be back to regular scheduled programming on the 3rd with our new episode of the podcast on January 3rd. That is it for the year. I hope everyone has a happy holiday. Be safe. Eat a lot. Drink a moderate amount. Don't, alcohol poisoning.
Water.
I'll drink a lot of water, though. Yeah.
Be a
safe.
hydro homie.
Oh, I love that. That's not new, is it? That hydro homie?
Hydro homie? Yeah, there's an entire subreddit dedicated to hydro homies.
Nah, you just blew my mind. I love that name. A hydro homie. Send me the
Hydro
Reddit link.
homie.
It's a subreddit?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm just gonna follow it blindly. I don't know what it's about. I'm just gonna follow it.
It's about underwater ski fucking.
You're selling me on it, right? All right. Anywho, that's all I have. I don't know what I'm gonna be streaming this week. I'm just gonna be like vibing gaming. So, yeah, whatever I feel like playing at the time. Maybe I'll try the Gunk live on stream. Or I'll just play Battlefield or play some Pocket Dungeon. It's whatever I'm feeling at the time. Or just play Vermintide 2 or Zombie Army or.
So what you're saying is you'll
Deep
find
Rock.
out together.
Yeah. We'll find out together. I'm just gonna be booling. Hydro Squad D-Stating in your chat. Cool. Used to Hydro and I don't know what he's saying to me right now, but it looks like it's wrong. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, listening both. We'll be back next year. Have a good one.